खुला रहेगा
This one, right?
yeah this one so thank you what's your name
My name is Tarun.
Tarun so Tarun we are all from a market research company my name is Sangeeta and we meet people like you talk to them take their views so this is not an interview this is basically to get to know Tarun better and understand Tarun better right
Sure.
so there is no right and wrong answer there is no need to feel that what am I saying is it right is it wrong basically you are the expert to date and our role is to basically understand you so an expert has his own opinion and his own way of doing things and that is why we are meeting and my name is Sangeeta and this is what I do so tell me about yourself what is there in your family what do you do
Yeah, I'm an analyst, I'm a data analyst in Constantine, and I live in a nuclear family of four, mom, dad, and sister. And yeah, we're based out of Bangalore, and I am born and brought up in Bangalore, and yeah, that's
what does your father do
my dad's a businessman, so he deals with interior designs,
with interior design
interior wallpapers.
okay.
You can see the one.
Oh, we were admiring this one. This
Yeah.
is 3D.
It's a wallpaper. So like that one.
And what
This
about
meeting is being recorded.
what about your sister?
My sister she's doing her second PU right now, and my mom is a teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been working hard for how long?
I've been working for around 2.5, 3 years now.
She is.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been living in the same locality since birth?
Yes. We've been living in the same locality for the past 16 to 17 years. We've been here. Previously, we were in Chamrajpur, which is from around like 4-5 kilometers from here.
Okay. Okay. And what made you move from there to this locality?
So we were staying in a rented place. So this is our own house. So we just got it built and we moved in here.
Oh. And what do you like? Can you describe the surroundings to me? What do you like about it? What do you dislike about it?
So talking about surroundings, so I would say more, this is around the southern part of Bangalore. So in southern part of Bangalore, what you can majorly see is there is some connect with the culture here. So it's not like, so what we see in the other parts of Bangalore is that there is a lot of people flowing in from other places. That it has lost the South Indian sanctity, you say, right? That is not there in other places, what I see. But in the southern part of Bangalore, it still remains like the old Bangalore. Like we don't see a lot of like there are there, but we don't see a lot of other outsiders apart from Bangaloreans who stay in and around here. So that's one of the good things here. That and you get to know more about that once when you have like when you have a festival going on. That culture and heritage can be seen in these places. So that is something I like about this part of Bangalore. And definitely, what not to like about is traffic for sure. And along with traffic, we have like huge lot of pollution in and around here. So that's another bad part I see. But there's also some compensation with the greenery that Bangalore has. But I would say for most extent, this is one of the biggest concerns as of now.
And so you said that the greenery and all compensates for the pollution. So how do you get to know about the quality of air in your surroundings, especially the area where you live?
So basically, the area where I live around, we do see a lot of traffic, but this is a bit into the residential place, so it's a bit better. But I don't see any air purity for sure. But one thing I can see is through my eyes, I can see some greenery. So that is something with more like a soothing feeling than having the pure air around. And definitely, I would say there is no pure air around here because of the traffic and there were a lot of industries growing up as well. So I don't see there is a pure air and we don't have air quality. That and all is there for sure. But we do see some eye comfort out there because of some greeneries here. So that is something that gives a pleasant feeling from inside.
And you told me that this part of Bangalore has the roots,
Yeah.
So why is that important, and why not like the other parts of where outsiders are also residing?
Yeah. So one important thing about that would be about here. It's not just about that it is having the roots or it is having the cultural heritage is seen more. It's more about we have a mixture of things. So you be it any, if you have to go to a pub or a bar or anything, it's just nearby. And we have a lot, like that surrounding is also there. Like we have a bit of that and a bit of this, a bit of to the root connected.
Okay, so a bit of your
Yeah,
culture
so-
and the
Yeah,
modern,
so
the
it depends on
contemporary
the
and the
days. It depends on days. On when on there's an auspicious day, let's say a Diwali or something, we know of some places where you don't even see one diya. For be it for MG Road or like for an example in city. That would be the scenario there. But here you can see that the people are celebrating the festivals like in a big scale. And in off days when there are no festivals or anything, then you do have your normal like nightlife or anything. It's all available here. So I would say that a mixture of both is what makes like living comfortable. I mean, like, for basically for me at least.
And then you said that about the quality of air.
Yeah.
So how do you, what is it that you do to protect yourself from the air?
The quality of air. So the thing is, when let's take it when I'm moving out. When I'm moving around in Bangalore, I never roll down my windows in car.
Window, you never roll down your window.
Roll doors in car. So its windows are always rolled up and AC is always on.
And why is that?
Because so even be it, see there are a few concerns with that. First thing for sure is that the air is not pure and one is the heat and it's not so hot, but heat is one factor for sure. And the other thing that would play out is the dust. What we see outside, the dust is a major issue here. And once I open the windows, it's not just about I am inhaling impure air. It's also that my car is getting dirty. So that's also some concern there. Because I have to get it clean for quite often. And I have experienced that a lot of dust settling in car when the windows are rolled down. So having that in mind also, I always prefer to move around in AC when I'm going in a car. So that is what when I'm going like staying inside Bangalore, when I'm staying here, for me the thing would be, for most it's like, I work from home. Currently I work from home. We do in a hybrid model, but most of the days it's work from home. In that scenarios, what happens is I don't have a lot of ventilation or what do you say, a lot of fresh air coming in. And even if there is a fresh air coming in, I am not confident about the air quality. And see, I am someone who is prone to dust allergy. I have dust allergy, and my mom also had experiences the same thing. So we are allergic in nature, and having that in mind in a longer run, if we don't have pure air around us, it will affect us. So the idea was initially to also have an air purifier with us to compensate with the outside impure air and everything. But what I was told that if we are having an air purifier, it just works for a confined area, and it could not work out for our hall, be it this hall or downstairs, because we don't have, it's not confined, the area space is not confined, and we would need a much bigger air purifier or 2 or 3 in fact to cover the whole house. So we don't have one for the hall right now, so we had plans of taking it for the room. But then when we went to buy an AC, what happened was they started to tell us that this AC serves as also air purifier. It purifies air as well. So keeping that in mind, we didn't opt for that. So, and I would say it's playing the role. Till now it has been playing that role.
So when was your allergy to dust detected, and how did you get
I am
to know about it?
experiencing this from my childhood. So it's something in heredity. My mom has it and I have it.
So what happens when you come in contact with dust?
So once you come in contact with us, I feel my eyes starts to itch. Right? Yeah, my eye starts to itch, and then I experience continuous sneezing, coughing, and irritation in my throat, and that turns into skin rashes and headaches. So these are all the things I experience with dust allergy. So that's the reason I abstain from dust as much as possible.
So apart from abstaining from staying away from dust, what are there any precautions apart from that you take?
Okay.
Something you must be doing to not get affected by it.
Yeah, so I would say like one thing is to stay away from it for sure. And if not for that, it's more about like confining our room space. Or see, the most of the day I spend in my room. So when I'm in my room, I would want it to be like dust free, and I would not want the dust to be unsettled. Once the dust is unsettled, it goes. We start feeling that issues. So that's one thing. And yeah, so having an AC or an air conditioner definitely helps for that. And also, as I spoke about when moving outside in car, to having like not rolling down the car windows. So those are all the measures I take precautionary to stay away from.
Any other treatment or any other?
No, I'm not been going to any treatment as such, because this is something which has been hereditary, and if at all I go for treatment, it has to be a long term one. So I wouldn't want to do that as of now. So I'm just abstaining from that.
Right.
Because I don't want to take in, so this is not something which has been consulted with, like doctor has given any prescription or anything as such. So here, the only thing he has told me is also to stay away from it as much as possible, and the only thing which can be done for this is when there is an allergy attack, then you take some tablet to calm it down. There is no precautionary tablets as such.
So because now you're working and now you're traveling to the car, etc. But how was it while you were growing up and you were in school, college, etc.?
So in school, college, there were certain times when I didn't face it to that extent, but there are certain times now when I do face it a bit. So I see that what I have seen is after COVID and after lockdowns for 2 years, so that we were staying in home for a lot of time. So eventually that I could see that there was an immunity drop from not going outside for 2 years on, and now when we venture outside, and then we get to know that feeling of like even when during COVID times we didn't have traffic, so it was a lockdown, so we didn't have traffic, and you would not believe me that there were peacocks flying into Bangalore. So it was that much level of calm, peace, and it was pure. The air was pure. We could feel it and we could sense it. That is when we realized that this is actually fresh air. From what we have been going through till now, and this is actually fresh air. So that was the feeling, and now I can definitely see the difference. So once I know what it is, now I can feel the difference when I go out, when I venture out. I can see that there is a lot of dust, there is a lot of smoke.
So how does it make you feel? Like what is the feeling like? During COVID, you said I could feel that the air is like that, and now I feel that the air is different. So what is the feeling, and what is the, how do you identify just with the feeling? What is the feeling like?
The feeling is more about like it's something, it feels like this is not like it's kind of a scary feeling as well, because if this is going to deteriorate over years, I don't think we'll have any air left by another decade or so. That is one part of the safe for the environment, but to myself as well, it's more like I don't know how to put it across, but it's more like that intuition in me is to stay away from it. To just like I see a lorry emitting smoke, I just roll my windows or cover my nose or something. That is something that is there. But like when you associate a feeling with it, it's more about like, I don't know how to put it, it's more about like a scared feeling for sure, because I might go through something because of this. That is something there. Apart from that, yeah, like, it's a general feeling of disgust of being in such a good place and still having to face. Like people call Bangalore green city, and we are not being that green.
So the feeling when I'm breathing in that air is like what? Is it heavy, light?
It is very heavy. It is very heavy, and more than heavy, you can feel the, like, how do you say it, the what do you call it? I don't know what you call it. Like, you can feel that in your throat. You can start feeling something after a bit, right? You can feel some like a congestion types, something like that in your throat after a bit of time. So that is something what I really feel. And there is some itching sensation in my throat, and I feel like sneezing a lot. Once I venture out there, these are all the feelings I usually have.
And that happens mostly when you're outside?
Not really when I'm outside. When any place when there is dust being, when someone is dusting,
In the house.
in the house as well. I don't say stay in that place because I get affected. So like that. Just an example, but obviously it's in minor quantities inside, but outside it is definitely in higher quantity. So that matters.
How do you get to know what the quantity in the air, like?
So see, one thing is for visual effect. So what usually we see when there's a black smoke coming out, we get to move out of that. That is one of the things. And the second part would be I start getting to know that the throat is itching or I'm getting this like my nose is getting kind of blocked. That type of things I get to know when I'm moving outside. So that is when I know that this is not pure. The air has a lot of like dust particles or anything. So that is something.
So do you also do some remedies like regular steaming? Or
I don't really do any of those. I should do. I don't know.
Your mom, what about your mother?
She does a few, but not to that extent. But yeah, a few. Like taking steam.
Taking steam.
Yeah, taking steam and yeah, those are all the things. I don't think we don't take any other precaution as such, but this is some part of it.
Okay. And you spoke about air conditioners. So if I ask you, Tarun, that the first time when you encountered an air conditioner, when was it? What did you feel? What was going on in your mind?
So that was pretty long ago. I don't even remember. We have been seeing air conditioner from the time we were born.
Oh, you have it.
Yeah, I didn't have it in my house from that time, but we knew air conditioners.
So when first time you saw one at someone, wherever you tell me the whole incident.
For majority part of it, we did have air conditioners in all the restaurants, hotels, and like theaters and all kinds of places. So then it was fine. Like you could not get like I don't know. I don't remember of when the first time I saw an air conditioner. I don't have anything like that because it is not something like out of the world for me basically. From the time I have like I can record, from the time I can record, I don't know. It has just been fine.
So, like when you went to a restaurant for the first time and you experienced an air conditioner, how did you feel?
I don't remember the first time, but I can give you some instances when I felt it was like this is something. This is giving some. This is a great thing.
Okay.
So that was when I had been to Bangalore. So Bangalore is it's a coastal area. So there was a lot of heat and humidity around there. And in that time when I could go into, we were going for shopping around. So when we entered into a store which had air conditioner, we could feel that like that amount of relief what we had. Like we never wanted to leave the store and go out again. So that is some instances where air conditioner has played a major role because here in Bangalore we don't see huge amount of heat, like we don't see 40-45 degrees or so. But it is very common in other places. So when I've been to other places is when I realized that this is something very necessary for people staying here. So if not, I don't think they can survive.
So then, when did you get the first air conditioner in your house?
First air conditioner was around 5 years ago.
5 years.
5 years ago.
What had happened? How did it come to the house?
Initially we had one air conditioner in my parents' room. So that was, I don't remember as well, but it was more about, it was a 1.5 ton air conditioner, but it was, I don't think, I don't remember much about it right now. But
How old were you?
so I was doing my PU, I guess. I was in my, not in my PU, I was in my engineering.
Okay.
Yeah, I was studying then. But yeah, initially it was like we had summer. So during summers I used to be like I'll sleep with you guys because of the air conditioner. So that was something.
So what was the feeling when the first time air conditioner
So
came?
it was a great feeling, definitely a great feeling because we were going through a lot of heat in that summer the heat was a bit more than what was usually there, and during that time it felt like you're completely in a different world altogether. Not just about that cool air, completely makes such a big difference. Felt like completely different place altogether. And even in summer, like the feeling where even in summer you can like tuck yourself in the rug and sleep peacefully. That's amazing. That's the best part about the air conditioner.
And what kind of a world did you feel it was when the air conditioner?
I felt it was on like we are just there in any hill station around. So the weather is very cool and we just have to. So for one thing I love about it is that I like to tuck myself in completely in and then sleep. So in summers, if you don't have an air conditioner, you can't just sleep like that, and you can't really like. I know you can't really sleep for a fact. But if you, with an air conditioner, things were made so easy that once you have good sleep and once you are like relaxed and calm, and once you're coming home, even if you are tired from outside heat, you just know you're going to go home and stay in AC. So that's another bigger relief feelings you get. So once you come home from work, being all tired, and once you feel that okay, I'm going to go to my place and I'm going to switch on my air conditioner and sit down there, that's the best part. In summers especially.
And you said that your parents got it first and you used to sleep there. And how was it when you slept the first time over there in the AC? How did you feel? I understood the fact about you tucking yourself in a quilt and feeling like a hill station. Apart from that, what was it like the next morning? How did you feel about the getting the air conditioner and sleeping in an air conditioner?
Yeah, as I told you, it started feeling like more like in a hill station. You're going to any hill station, you're staying in any hill station. That was the feeling what I had at that. So that was like I would say that's most of it what I felt. That feeling of staying in some place completely different from what is happening around you. It completely transform the place. So that is the power of an air conditioner.
How does it transform the place that you live in?
So there is 40 degrees heat outside and you are sleeping in 20 degrees chill weather. You're sleeping in a room with a temperature of 20 degrees and just you open the door and you see a 40 degree heat. So that's the major difference what I feel.
And then when did you get an AC in your room?
Oh, so that was around 1.5 years ago. 1.5 years ago.
Like 1.5 years.
Oh, 1.5 years ago, 2021.
And how did that decision happen?
So that was just pre-summer. So and I knew they had their AC and I was just planning for one from the beginning. So and what happened was their AC as well started to leak water after a point. So we were like okay, we have to change that one as well. So I was like okay, we'll change that one and I will also get one for my room. So that is how that started to grow out, and also I stay in the first floor. So the first floor is always tend to heat up more when compared to the ground floor. So I knew I had to take one for here. So that is when I decided that I'll buy one for this, and we just went ahead and got two together, one for here and replaced the one downstairs.
Which one was that earlier? Which one did you have?
I think it was an LG AC.
It was an LG. It was a split window.
I think it was split inverter AC only. I'm not sure about that. I'm not very sure about that.
So, what is the area of your house?
30-40. 30-40 side, 1,400 square feet. So 1,400. So you can say around 2,300 to 2,400 square feet.
And how many rooms do you have?
We have 3 rooms.
Downstairs you have?
A master bedroom downstairs, and here one room, there one room and another dining room is there. 3 bedrooms.
And your father has the interior business, so when did you do the interiors of this place? Has it been done recently?
Yeah, so not recently, we are planning of like making a renovation as well, interiors right now, but it was quite some time ago. So it was some time ago, like
What are
10
you
years
planning
ago.
to change?
So we plan to change all the curtains, the wallpapers, and basically the window like the window beatings will come, right? Those things, and also the beds. So we are planning of making the interior renovation.
And why is that? Like, what is the reason for?
No particular reason. We have our own materials, so why not make use of it for us?
Okay, your father is in the
Yeah.
business. And how many ACs do you have currently installed?
2. Yeah.
One more and one more.
One in my room and one in my parents' room.
And why are, if you don't mind me asking, like, why are the other areas not air conditioned, or you don't have an air conditioner in that room?
So in that room, no one uses it. So my sister happens to sleep with my parents too. So like even though she has her room, she sleeps with the parents. So keeping that in mind, we didn't really need one for the upstairs room because in case scenario, we don't just use it. So why have one if you're not using it?
Okay.
That was the major reason.
Okay.
And for hall, you need to centralize the AC to get into hall, or else it's being very difficult because we have an opening here. So it's not just like we had plans of taking one for the downstairs hall as well, but the problem was the downstairs hall it didn't have it's not an enclosed area. So because we have a stairs, the air moves outside upwards. So when it's not confined, we could not take one for that place. So either we had to take we had to centralize the AC for downstairs and upstairs, or we have to just drop it back. So centralizing the AC would cost more. So keeping that in mind, we didn't really have go for that.
So how much would the centralizing air conditioning cost?
I didn't really inquire, but it was more like we were told it will cost more, so we just dropped it because I don't think we would need. See, it's also a use case. I don't think we will need ACC in Bangalore in halls as well. When you sleep, you need to have a peaceful sleep. That's when you need your AC. That's when you have it in your use. But halls, I don't really think of it much. And for some part, my mom also faces skin troubles if you are in AC for a long time.
What happens?
Yeah, you have some dryness of the skin breaks. Like you can feel the dryness and you can feel the thinning of your hair. So these are the problems which you have seen as well in the existing AC. So keeping that in mind, I don't think we can live 24 hours in AC.
Who has this problem now?
I do face it as well, and my mom also faces it. My mom faces it majorly, but I can just get to know that my skin is becoming dry. The more and more I'm using this AC, and the skin is becoming dry. This is something I can see.
What happens when guests are over and people over?
It just remains the same. So we just stay in the room and we can accommodate them in the extra room that's given. We have here.
No, and when they're just visiting you for a little while.
Yeah.
That time.
So are you talking from an AC perspective?
Yeah.
I don't see any difference. So because if you move around in Bangalore, not many people have ACs around in this place. So it's not like a mandate thing for sure. So I don't think it will make any difference for you if guests are moving anything. So AC is just there for our comfort. So personal comfort for sure.
Personal.
Yeah.
And why is personal comfort important?
Personal comfort is
Compared to, like, comfort for my guests as well.
so I would say there is. So what I feel personally is first you have to be comfortable with everything you have. Then you can think of like providing something for the guest and everything.
Okay.
So that is what is there. So guest in a year you're going to have guests for 1 week or so max.
In a year?
You're
1
going to
week?
have 1 week. Some
Okay.
guests, if there is some guest who's coming in, visiting and is staying over in our place, it's just going to be for a week or so.
That is staying over, but generally,
You're talking about
on an
visiting.
average, yeah.
Visiting.
Visiting.
Yeah, visiting is, as I told you, it's not. We're not living in Jaipur. For like they come in and they can't survive in the hall or something like that. It's more about. It's just more about what we want for personal. I stay in my room for 12 to 15 hours a day, more than that. So I will want to be comfortable first. And then there is guests who are visiting here who stay for 2 to 3 hours max in a day and they just sleep. So it's not going to make a huge difference.
So that's not important.
Yeah, it's not that important. Definitely not.
So what we'll do, Tarun, is like now we can go down and
I'll just see you
okay,
now.
yeah.
수 있겠어? 할 수 있겠어?
난 너무 쾌적해서 지금 졸리는 거 아니야?
더워야 돼.
더워야지요.
땀나면 안 될지
아, 너무 쾌적하고 좋은데?
이런 말이 안 나올 텐데.
Yeah, we can go around.
Will you go down?
Yeah, we'll go around.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to see this room first?
If it's okay, we'll go down first,
That's
and then we'll come up,
Yeah, that's fine.
and then we'll go and see the outside as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that way we mic, camera also. What is this space?
This is the materials movie. So these are all the objects.
There's also the
Yeah, we have stock in the cellar as well. We have stock here as well. This is go down.
아까 얘기했잖아 주표 없어.
Recording in progress.
This place is open. So whatever we do, this cannot be closed. So we could not have an air
Will
conditioner.
you plan?
Yeah, we get have that. This is my home.
So what do you plan?
No, we did have a plan to have one here, but then as we told you, this space was open, so we could not have one in this place. Yeah, we did consult someone. The time when we were buying this AC, there were people who came in to fix, right? So we had a word with them, and they told that this cannot be done.
Okay. What if I place an AC here? What will happen?
So it will not cool the room because the air is moving up there. So there's an escape for the air. So there's no confined place.
Okay. So can we go to
Yeah.
너 그러겠어.
Okay.
경주에 가면
This is your parents' room.
Yeah, this is my parents' room.
And you can continue to tell me about this air conditioner.
This is a 1.5 ton
Hmm.
Lloyd AC.
Hmm.
So what I was told was it has a 4-way swing,
Mm-hmm.
which is not really there in plenty of other ACs where there is only 2-way swing.
Okay.
So it swings like this, and also up and down.
Hmm.
So there's one feature there.
Hmm.
And other thing was they have some 10-year warranty for the motor inside or something. That is something they guaranteed us.
Hmm.
And also one thing that they guaranteed but did not work out is this was told it was a smart AC. So we bought it and I didn't care to bother about it for some 4 to 5 months or so.
Hmm.
Then when it has a Wi-Fi ready feature as well.
Hmm.
So I was trying to connect it on my phone and I could not do that.
Hmm.
So then I had to talk to the service guy, and they told them that they have to fix something inside the AC which costs around like 2,500 or so.
Hmm.
They wanted to fix something that, and then only this will the smart AC will start working.
Hmm.
So I did not like the way that we were pushed to this AC and stated that it was smart one, and it was not really true. So that was something I was very disappointed with the salesman of the shop for sure.
Where did you buy it from?
It's a local dealer.
Local dealer.
Yeah.
So from electronic shop.
Electronic shop, yes. There's a famous electronic shop in Bangalore, it's called Devi. So there we bought it.
How many? What is the capacity of the air conditioner?
This is 1.5 ton.
And how did you decide that for this room?
We
this size
consulted
would
the
be-
same people. So we just asked them, no, that's fine. So yeah, we consulted the same salesman, and he came to our place. He looked into the room and dimensions, and then he gave us this code that this room needs 1.5 ton and the upstairs room needs 1 ton.
Okay, and like, why was it important for you to take a suggestion from him prior to buying this air conditioner?
Because we will not know the capacity needed for the room. So we, based on the dimension of the room, we don't know the capacity needed. So that was the reason we had to call someone here, ask them to take the dimensions of the room, and then decide on what capacity of the AC we needed.
But you said that your parents earlier also had an air conditioner.
Yeah, but that was not giving enough cooling. That
And
is
what
when-
was the capacity of that air conditioner?
I don't remember. I think it was 1 ton AC.
That was a 1 ton.
1 ton AC.
And it was
I'm not sure, but it was.
And you said it was not doing. So what was it not doing?
It was not cooling the space efficiently. I mean, like we had to leave the AC on for some 3 hours or 2 hours for us to experience the cooling effect. That was one thing there, and also the other part was it started leaking water. So that's the reason we had it changed.
And where was that space placed?
The same place.
Same place. How
Exactly
did you
the same
decide
place.
on this particular place?
So that was because we did not want to have one. So initially that was more because they wanted to fix the outlet on the other side here. So that made it easier to connect because they need some aluminum wire, or I'm not sure of which wire, but it costs a hell lot. That wire, to take that wire out, they needed some outlet space, so we decided to have it outlet space here.
Okay.
And unfortunately what happened was that outlet of the AC was, it produced a lot of noise. And when we were sleeping here, we could hear that noise when the AC is on. So we had to have it shifted, we shifted the outlet to the terrace.
Okay.
Yeah, and that costed me to just shift that around, it costed me around like 7,000 or 8,000. Just to shift the outlet from here to there. That was something very dissatisfied with. I mean, like,
So you initially put it here and then
Yeah.
later on you...
yeah, later on we had to move it. So that was something which was very sad because I am paying 20 to 30% of what I paid for my AC just for the installation. That is not the way it should work.
And why did you not decide to put it over here?
Oh, over there, I'm not sure. My dad had something that he didn't want to, like, as this wall is a bit decorated, so he didn't want to like disturb that. So he wanted the AC to be on this side, and also that, as I told you, the outlet was just outside here. Like, just if you can see this from the window, just outside here we had this outlet.
Okay.
Just outside or fixed it.
In this wall.
No, that's the
This wall.
next door wall. On this wall.
This wall.
On this wall. So that's the reason we wanted to like have it in this place, so that even if we sleep around here, it will just boost the room. It's fine.
So can you show me how you use it and...
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing that I continue to tell me also?
So initially when I switch on the AC, what I initially do is I keep it to 20 and I hit on turbo, so that it cools down very quickly. So that's one of the things, because I keep it to turbo, I put it to 20, so that initially in the first half an hour I just keep it to this temperature, half an hour, 20 minutes, so that the room is already cooled, and once it cools, then I switch off the turbo and I increase the temperature to around 24. Then the temperature is maintained, and you have the constant cooling around, and the temperature is cool. And initially when we come into the room is when we need AC the most. So that's the main reason for
What is the
this.
function of turbo?
Turbo gives maximum fan speed.
Maximum
Fan speed, maximum fan speed is given by turbo. So that's the reason.
So when you switch off turbo, what happens? Fan speed reduces.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
that is one thing. And I don't really
So at what fan speed is it running now?
It's in auto.
What
can
is the
change.
feature of auto? What does it do?
I'm not sure about auto, but what I've seen is it increases and decreases the fan speed accordingly
What
to
it do?
the temperature of the room. And I can sometimes what I do is I also keep manual fan speed, like speed 2, speed 3, something like that. And I at night I use the sleep mode.
1.5초.
And what is the function of the sleep?
This sleep mode gives like cooling for some half an hour, then it holds back, and then again gives it for half an hour and holds back.
Can you show me where the sleep mode is?
This is a sleep mode.
And how do I know over here that sleep mode is activated?
You can see the sleep, the moon next to the temperature, right?
Acha.
That is how the sleep mode you can get to know about the sleep
Okay.
mode.
And why is the need to put it on sleep mode?
Power saving.
For power saving.
Power saving.
Why? What does it do in the sleep?
It holds back for half an hour and then it opens the AC for half an hour. Something like that. I'm not sure about the time period, but this is how it happens.
Okay. And what is my mode?
I have not really tried it.
You never tried
Never
this
tried
feature.
this. No.
Okay. And what is this aux heat?
Never tried that as well.
What do you think it is?
Something that it keeps heating or something. I'm not sure. I've not tried this.
Acha. What is blow?
I'm not sure.
You don't use this.
No, I've tried this, but I didn't see it making any difference. So I'm like, okay.
What do you think it is?
I'm not sure. It's just giving a lot of. I mean, I feel a lot of fan speed or something. It's not really happening that as well.
Oh, it's the blow of the air.
The blow of the air in some direction or something. I have not really felt it to be useful.
Okay. Then this is sense.
Yeah,
What
sense.
is sense?
Sense, I just forgot. It was sense is like people in the room, and like when we move around, it captures that and it gives out air accordingly. I mean, like
Can
if
you
I'm
explain that a little?
to be more precise, if I'm like if people in the room are more, it increases the fan speed or something. Or if I move around in a bit, like move there, it has four-way swing, right? It changes the swing of the AC.
Can you show that to me?
Yeah.
So like now we are like 8 of us, 6, 7 of us in the room.
Yeah.
So,
So
how
if I-
will this sense operate at that time?
So if I just move around here, should probably you should see that blade turning towards me.
Which one?
You should see the inner blades. There are inner blades, right? The four-way swing blades. Can you see the blades? This is something that moves around and gives to that direction.
Okay. So try it.
Do we have it coming to this one? So we do have it coming to the straight one. Can you see it now?
When you are here.
Yeah, when we came this side, it did move this side. It was turned that side. Did you see it?
Now you come this side. So it is based on your movement or?
I don't think it's based on my movement. It's based on people's movement, I feel.
Okay, so it's
So we see that it's turning now.
So if all of us move that side, it will also go
It
that
will also
side.
move that side. Something like that.
Okay. And how often do you use this feature?
Not really. We just sleep on the bed, so it doesn't really. We need that. I don't really need this, but it's a very good feature. I have felt it's a very good feature.
Why?
Something new. I like some new things which are new, so I feel this is a new thing and I like it.
And you said that then there is this health. What is health?
Health mode. Yeah, health mode. We usually use it.
What is the health?
I feel it gives a lot more purified air or something. So that's why we use this health mode.
How do you know that?
This was told to us when the guy installed the AC. I don't use any timer because I can make use of it, but I don't really use a timer. My parents do use timer. They put it for around 2 to 3 hours in the night and then they go to sleep.
And what happens after that?
It turns off. After 3 hours, if you set the timer to be 3 hours, after 3 hours the AC is turned off. So you don't have to get up to turn off the AC.
And light?
Light is just that 24, you can see, you can see that's it.
So how do you normally use it?
I use it at night. At night when it's all dark, this 24, like this light what we have, this feels to be more bright. I mean, like in my room also I face that, and I turn off that light. I don't really use any light at night.
Right.
Because I like my room to be dark when I'm sleeping.
And it says an antiviral filter.
Yeah.
This is its virus. What is this? What
I just feel this is some gimmick they made because of the COVID, just to be in line with, just to show that they are also doing something for COVID. This is something they have done. I feel I don't see any difference or anything from that.
What do you think? What did they tell you at the time when you were
Yeah,
purchasing?
they were like it has an anti-virus filter. It will not let virus move and all those things. I'm like, okay, this is bullshit. It doesn't depend on AC speed for virus to move around. So I was like, okay, it doesn't matter to me, but it's fine. So that was there, and that Wi-Fi ready filter, the Wi-Fi ready, the sticker I've put, right? This was sold to me as a smart AC. But then when I had to use it as a smart AC and start connecting it to my phone, they asked me to buy another chip and insert it inside this AC and then change it. I'm like, who does that? If you have to, you have to let me know on the first go that you have to do this to make it a smart AC. You can just tell it to me and then be like, you have to add this.
Had you
PCB.
gone to purchase the AC?
Yes.
So at that time you did not ask them about the Wi-Fi ready?
Yeah, I didn't give much heat to it. He was like, it's a smart AC. I was like, okay. So like, I definitely knew I'm going to for a smart AC right now because the previous one we had wasn't a smart AC. So I knew that the intent was to go to a smart AC, but then it didn't turn out to be one. But okay, see, the thing is, when we are buying the AC, if at all it is like, we have to pay another 5,000 or 10,000 extra as well for the smart feature. We don't mind. Like, be it for 5,000 extra, we don't mind. But once we buy the AC, everything is installed, and then they come and tell me that I have to install something more to make it a smart AC. That doesn't make sense. So I was just like, this doesn't work out. Let it be how the way it is. I wouldn't want to do any changes now. So
And how
that's
much were they asking? What was the cost of that?
2,500 for the part. Yeah.
And how much did you purchase the air conditioner for?
This one was around 39, 40 around
3940.
40,000.
And plus 2500 later on. After how much time did you realize that it
It was probably around 4 to 5 months. After 4 to 5 months, then someday I was just seeing around and I saw the sticker. I'm like, okay, let me see how it works. So I went on to YouTube to see how to connect it to smart. I'm like, it's not connecting. That is when I realized this is something wrong, and I called the who's the installation guy, and he connected me to the Lloyd company. So I had a conversation with them, and I called them home, and they came home and they saw this and they were like, okay, we need to get this extra thing fitted. Even then I was just like, okay, let me get this fitted because it will not take me more, it will take me like one. The cost is fine. But then they started playing games telling me that they have to like probably looking to order the part to take time for the part to come. They call it some Wi-Fi PCB, something they told me. But all those things didn't work out, and it has been going from to and fro after some 3-4 months. And then previously from the past 2 weeks back, the guy came to me and he told the part is now available. I'm like, you keep your part, I don't want the AC to be smart. No, it's working fine. Because that was not the way it has to be done.
How is it supposed to be done?
You need to give it to me inbuilt as a smart AC if you're going to give it to me. I can't have another extra part to be fitted later on to make it smart and all those things. Because it's extra headache to me. If I'm buying something as a smart AC, I just want to buy it once and stop thinking over it. This is something that I had to move around for 2 to 3 months odd. For like call that guy, ask where the PCB board is it coming or all those things. He was telling it's out of stock, and then he told me that he'll put some fitting and that will come as an extra part next to the AC.
Outside.
Okay. I mean, I don't want an extra part next to the AC. This is all it is. Why would I want another extra part next to the AC just to control it from my remote, from my phone? Doesn't make sense. So I was like, okay, this is not happening. You just let it be.
Question. Today, let's suppose today you go to the market to buy a new AC for yourself, okay? There are 2 ACs available for you. One is with the smart the feature built in, okay? And the other one is without it. So which one are you going to buy? The one with the smart feature is more expensive, of course.
Definitely the one with smart feature, because see, with evolving technology we need to move out as well. So I am disappointed with this one it's working fine as an AC. The use case is very good. But I want to get into the new features. I want to experience new things. So that's the reason I really wanted this to be a smart AC. It was not. Like, okay, fine. But definitely, as I told you earlier, even if I'm going, we have to pay another 5,000 extra for the smart AC, I'll go for it.
So what are your interesting use cases of a smart AC.
I don't
Can you
see.
tell us out?
Okay, the use case of a smart AC is I can forget where the remote is. I can use it on my phone. And the other part, if at all I feel I've left the AC on after going to my office or something, I can use it from there. That's another thing. Apart from that, I know there's no like ultimate use case scenario for an AC or anything for a smart AC. But this is something there, and this is something in the market. This is a new thing. Why don't I have that is more of a thing than the use case scenario.
So it is, okay, so why is it important for you to have it?
Why? Because I personally describe myself as being tech savvy, but because I try to go new things. Like for example, I have OnePlus 9 Pro now, and the 10 Pro released. So I'm already planning to go for the 10 Pro. And I bought this phone like around 8 months ago. So there is nothing new with 10 Pro, but it is something new in the market. So something like that.
So is that with only with your generation, like with the youngsters of?
Yeah, I don't know about other places, but in my house it's only about me. When my mom and dad they just scold me because I'm be like this.
They just
Scold me because
scold you.
Yeah, because I tend to spend more on new things which are not really of any use or any need. So like just like the TV upstairs, I went for a magic remote. So I had to pay 10k extra for the remote. But I didn't mind. I'm like, okay, this is a magic remote, let me try out. So that is pretty useful. So like, okay.
Okay, so can you explain that? What is that PM12 filter? What
I
is
have no idea about that.
You have no idea
I
about
have no idea
How
about
do you think? What is a filter? What
There's
is
some technicality which I really don't care about. So I'm like, okay, let it PM. I don't know about what that PM filter means. I don't know about what that golden film condenser means.
golden thin
Golden
fin
condenser.
condenser?
Yeah, I have no idea about it.
You have no idea about it. Okay. What do you think it would be? What is this PM12 filter?
PM 2.5.
2. I can't read.
Yeah.
I can only read. I can
Yeah,
see
that's
some
okay.
number.
But that one, I don't know. This is just a filtering inside the AC, that filtering mesh that comes. Maybe that they're talking about.
And how do you think there's any benefit of
I've never given it a thought.
PM 2.5 filter?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah, but
For a fact, I
what
don't
do you
know.
feel is the reason for someone placing this in an air conditioner? Is there any
Probably a
benefit?
better, as if he filter a better air quality is something which I can expect from that chicken maybe. That is something. And golden fin condenser though, I have no idea. Maybe it doesn't heat the AC inside when it is doing its job. I'm not sure about that as well.
Then it says it's inverter.
Inverter.
So
Yeah, it's split inverter AC. Inside this only it has AC inverter, so we don't have to purchase extra one. So previously what used to happen for the ACs is, for the AC you need to purchase an extra inverter with it.
inverter means a stabilizer.
A stabilizer, something like that.
Okay.
So it doesn't stabilize extra stabilizer so that there is no current fluctuates and all, there is no drip or anything or any sort of things. But nowadays I see, be it in a TV or be it in a AC, I don't see an extra stabilizer coming around. It's all inbuilt in the product itself.
So I have not understood the benefit of having a inverter AC. If I had to go and buy, and if I have seen it at your place and I say, Tarun, okay, now what is this inverter? Now why should I have this in my air conditioner? So what would you suggest? What would you say?
So probably the thing is, when there is fluctuation of current fluctuation happening, or probably when there is some another, like I'm not sure, but when there is like sudden burst of current or something that comes in, it stabilizes it and then lets into the AC and vice versa. So that might be the thing which is something something necessary as well. Because AC being one of the huge consumers of electricity.
What does that mean? Free stabilizer, free operation.
That is the same thing what we mentioned, that we don't have to buy an extra stabilizer.
For smart way swing, how does that work?
The one I showed you, so all other ACs have just like up and down movement, right? Of this, the bigger fin. But this one has inner fins as well and inner and outer. So this one moves up and down, and the inner one moves sideways.
Which one do you use?
It's both. It's combination of both.
You use both.
Both combination of both. Yes.
Or do you set it at a certain place?
No. See, the right side. This can be used to like maintain the inner swing. The inner swing. You see the inner small blades.
Hmm.
They swing to right and right to left.
Are they moving now?
Yeah, they are moving now. It's a slow movement, but they are moving. The other one, the one which is moving right now, it's the outer one, and that is the inner one.
Okay.
So, what I do in my room is, I just set it to be completely towards the bed, the inner thing to be completely towards the left, towards my bed, and the outer thing to be exactly facing me. So I set it properly and I sleep. That's
And
what
in your
this is
parents'
it.
room?
Yeah, they also use the same thing.
Both the swings move like this.
They use both the swings. The combination of both the swings, if we set it, we just get it to a specific area. So that's the best part about it, and this is something I like it very much.
So you set it at a particular place and then switch it off.
No.
Switch off. Or it
Switch
continues-
off the swing.
Switch off the swing.
Switch off the swing.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the? Did you consider the star rating? Is there anything?
Yeah, I did consider the star rating, but if I had plans of going for 4 stars or more, but this was 3 stars, and I was like,
Where is it shown that it's?
it is on this side.
Okay.
I mean, like you can probably see on the.
So what
Other
is
AC
what
outside.
does the star rating? What does it mean?
Energy consumption. So I also wanted to go for a 4-star AC because it consumes less power when compared to this one. But I didn't really like the other model. So it's just like, and I was brand specific as well. I wanted to go to either Lloyd or Daikin.
Or Daikin.
Daikin. So I didn't have any other options. So I was tired of the Samsung LG ACs. So we took one and we just had problems more than the use. So I wanted to shift to a Lloyd, which is specifically a AC brand, or a Daikin, which
So
is
why were
specifically
you tired of the Samsung and LG?
So previous experience. So as I told, the last AC LG was not cooling enough. It had water leakage problems. I was so done with it. So I wanted to go to specific Lloyd or a Daikin.
And where did you research for it? How did you find out?
So what happened was, my dad's, like there are workers in my dad's office who also do this AC servicing. Okay, so I spoke to these people, they work in our office. So I spoke to them and I just had a conversation which is the best AC in market right now. Like they do the servicing and they have a better idea. So keeping that in mind, I just had a talk with them, and they also suggested me to go for Lloyd or Daikin. Yeah, so that's the reason I went for it.
And then you went to the shop and
Yeah.
you had 2 brands in mind,
Yeah.
Lloyd and Daikin. And how did you decide on this?
At the same price, at the same capacity, this provided 4-way swing, which was not there in Daikin,
Okay.
and Daikin was a bit costlier.
Okay. How much was that?
I'm not sure about the pricing, but it was around like we had around like 5,000 difference or so. But I didn't see anything different from this AC to that AC. That's the reason I just went with it.
And you said there was another model of a Lloyd which was there, but you didn't like it. So what did you not like in that
Well,
one?
that was the previous model. The previous year's model. The same capacity, the previous year's model.
So how,
2020 model.
how does that make a difference?
I don't know, there's something in my mind.
So tell me, I want to understand what's in your mind, Tarun.
So I just want to see, in 2021, I'm buying an AC in 2021. So I know in a year, this is going to be get outdated. There is going to be a new AC in town. But when I'm buying in 2021, if I'm buying a 2020 AC, it's already outdated. This is what it runs through.
So what was outdated in that? That is what I want to
I don't
What
see
was
the features
outdated?
to be outdated.
Huh.
But one thing, it didn't have the 4-way swing.
Okay.
This was a new addition in this one. And they told me that this one has some, they'll give me some discount in installation, some amount of extra wire of that aluminium or something, which I don't know, if we had to do a lot more than what they suggested, but still.
Okay, we can go to the other.
I have a question.
Yeah, yeah,
I
sure.
think every one of us. We saw that there is a lot of dust on the fan.
Yeah, we don't
So-
use that fan right now.
Okay, so how long does it take to acquire this much amount of
Dust.
yes?
So this fan has been idle for very long, so we have not used it. So I would say around like, so this is a pretty busy area as well. So keeping that in mind, it will take around like 1 month or so to for this much 1 or 2 months for this much dust to get accumulated.
So
So-
about this,
Sorry.
about this.
Yeah, it is the same. So what happens is there's this road what you're seeing.
Yeah.
It's a connecting road to one of the major areas on that side of the place. And downstairs you see a ring road. So there are a lot of vehicles moving in and out. So we have parked our car downstairs, and it very soon we see in another like 1 week or so I just go and do this on my car and there's a lot of dust.
So you leave these windows open or what?
Sometimes in a day, some amount of time in a day.
Do you have maids coming for cleaning?
Yeah, we have maid coming for cleaning.
How often?
Daily.
Daily, and they clean.
What all does she do?
She cleans the floor,
Sweeping,
sweeping, grooming,
swapping.
swapping and all those things, and then we have all the
Dishes.
dishes and utensils and all those things. Clothes we have a washing machine, but which she puts to washing machine and she puts it out. And yeah, that's it. And
Question. You told us two things. The first, you're only using a limited number of features, right?
yeah,
Even though that actually gives you a lot of features available. And the second thing is you don't know how those functions work, right?
yeah.
So do you think the manufacturer should teach you
See, that's
more
it.
about those functions available with your AC?
I would say for some part, I don't need the manufacturer to teach me more things. I just have Google in my fingertips. I can look up any feature right there and I can get to know what the feature says. Or I do have a manual. And around here, many people are educated enough to read a manual. That works as well. I don't think there needs to be. So we do have one demo session that happens. But the thing is, the demo session is one year ago and you tend to forget things on the time.
But if then, just like for those like you, who know that the AC comes with a lot of features, however, haven't enough time to actually look up.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
Then, but from the manufacturer's perspective, they want their users
To use the features.
encouraged to
Yeah.
use their
get
newly
the
developed
maximum out of
technologies
Got it.
quite often,
Yeah,
so that the brand reputation goes up with the high technology it has and you experienced.
yeah.
So in that way, from the manufacturer's perspective, what should they do from your perspective?
Okay, from my perspective, I don't think this will work anyways. But what they can do is probably like something that they can, like once we buy the AC, they have a data for sure. They have a phone number and their email ID. They can keep sending these mails on this model of AC. Like not even if not mails, they can send some notifications on WhatsApp as well. They can say that use this new sense feature, what it does, description, a message in a regular intervals. So that is where we'll see and we'll be like, oh, okay, this can be used. But if it is like one time they're giving it in a, the installation guy comes in and he talks about all of it, it just goes over your head. After a point, you don't use it. For this timely updates on the product as well is something which can keep. And even more so now, everything is smart. So you can send a mail and you can give me a click button on the mail which can direct me to that feature and I can switch it on. That is something you can definitely do.
Okay, so maybe the application, right?
Yeah.
The smart application. For
Smart application,
the
yeah.
AC.
Another use case for the smart application. Yeah, good. Thank you.
And this is the dining.
This is the dining area. No, there's no place.
Why?
So we don't use this place at all.
Oh, you don't use this.
We don't use this place.
Where are we eating?
So eating is like, it's very untimely, for the most part. Like I eat my lunch at some time, my mom eats sometime, my dad at some time, because we are all working. So keeping that in mind, it's more like I just prefer to watch TV and go eat in front of the sofa. That is something I prefer. Or like my sister does the same thing. But if at all we are all eating together, we just sit down and eat. I mean, like it's
on the floor.
on the floor.
How often does that happen?
That's like twice a week on weekends.
But most of the
basically.
time, I guess you are eating yourself in your room, right?
I you see the TV upstairs. I watch the TV and I eat there. That is what happens because see in India, I'm not sure in India, at least in South India, it's a culture to sit down and eat. It's something which is there. So even we do have a dining table, we don't really usually use it. It's more about like like if at all we are eating together, even I prefer sitting down. And
What
eat.
happens when you have guests over?
Then we use the dining table. Only when the guests arrive, we use the dining table. I've shifted all the chairs upstairs.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to see that? Jeff, you want to see the kitchen?
Oh, I saw it already. Yeah, it's okay. We can move on.
Yeah.
Thanks. So this is family living room?
Yeah, family living room.
So the fan in your parents' room is not used only.
Not usually, yes. This is habit. We have to get it removed and changed. So this was a new fan we bought. So we have to change that old fan as well. So that was not used because it's making some sound when it's switched on. So that's the reason it's kept unused because we're going to remove that and we're going to put a new one there.
So when your parents sleep, they just switch on the AC.
They switch on the AC, yes. So this is also something that we do.
This is what?
The Buddha you can see. These also some wallpapers we do.
Okay. This is your father's work.
Here's my father's work, yes.
And why? What?
So you go ahead.
The cameras over there.
Sorry?
The camera over there.
It's not really a camera, it's just a light bulb.
Oh, it's a light.
Ah,
Just,
yeah.
No, I thought it was a camera.
With no bulb, that's it.
Oh, okay.
So this one, this puja room, you got it made or was it just a?
No, we
Picture there.
no, we made it. We got it made.
Oh, that's like
Yeah,
really nice carvings and all.
Beautifully carved.
yeah.
Lord Venkateshwara.
Yeah. The one on the upstairs. And this is, there's something called Ashtlakshmi. This is like Ashtlakshmi.
Oh.
It's all been designed by my dad. This part as well, and all the arch.
Do you mind if I open it?
No, that's fine.
Can I turn the lamp on?
Yeah.
So when you go in, pray, then you have the doors locked?
Yeah, there's the door locked.
Or isn't it very hot during the summer?
When we light the diyas, the door stays open for 2 to 3 hours, and then once that's gone, we close the door.
He's asking while you are praying. While you are praying, the door.
And the door's open. The door's open. We pray. We don't lock inside. The door's open.
So it's not very hot inside.
Yeah, it's the thing with Bangalore, there's no place that's going to be very hot. Like it's either moderate temperature or it's cool. That's the best part.
So what is the maximum Bangalore goes to?
35.
35.
35 is 35, 36 is the max.
And minimum?
Minimum it goes till around 17, 18 as well in winters.
In winters.
In winters. So currently we're in summer right now, and we had a temperature of 23 degrees or 20 degrees.
I don't know the idea behind it, but let's ask him.
This is a light.
No.
The ceiling.
The ceiling.
Yeah.
It's a typical, peculiar kind of ceiling. that
Yeah,
you have.
it's a.
So what was the reason? This is the POP, right?
This is a POP, yes, and this is a brick tile which is made to fix it here. So just a fancy product, that's it, nothing else.
my thought behind this was that traditional Bangalore houses, or probably in Karnataka,
Yeah.
used to have similar kind of roofs
Right.
over their houses,
Okay.
which used to
No, I get
slant,
it. I get it. What you're coming from, but this is not really that. This is just a design feature.
because the color also actually matches the roof design.
I get it. Yeah.
We had these tiles which you put like the slanting
It was the outside stuff.
No, it's not. Actually, it was my hypothesis that earlier, the older houses used to have those roofs with this color, same pattern.
So this
Yeah.
this only these bricks, like these tiles are there, no? Only these tiles would be used to make the whole roof.
So I thought that probably that's the reason behind it.
Whose idea was
That's
this?
like culture.
How was this decided?
Old houses, it's like culture.
So this was pretty long time ago. It's my
This is just
dad's
a
idea.
POP.
So he has
the
made it.
POP tile kind of made.
So doesn't it get difficulty cleaning this?
QP means.
Surprisingly not. So we
it's-
don't
it's
have
like
any
plaster of Paris.
accumulating on that.
Plaster of Paris.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even these stones as well. This is idea.
Plaster of Paris.
Yes, let's go.
go.
To your room.
Oh, plaster of Paris.
The wash utensils.
Yeah. So the maid comes in later to arrange the so once they wash it, they need to be wet, right? So when we keep it inside the cupboard when it is wet, the cabinet it holds the water still. So just keep it there and the maid comes in later to arrange that and do a second round of sweeping the house.
Where is the other potential Wi-Fi?
Sir,
The second potential Wi-Fi.
So this is the other.
this side ऐसे
ऑन करना उसको.
हाँ ना एक और ये कर हमारा
The AC is the same model, but 1 ton. So
Okay, so how many tons is this AC?
1 ton.
And how did you decide on the capacity?
The same guy who came downstairs, he also came here and he got a 1 ton AC for this dimension of room.
He suggested the ton
Yeah, he
capacity.
suggested dimension. Yes.
Okay, and can you show me how you use it?
So
And how
it's-
did you decide to place it over here on this wall? Because
this wall as well, because there was an outlet right next to this wall outside. That's the reason this was placed here. And another thing was, as my bed is placed to the other side, either I had to have one here, and there is no place here because of the tube light and the photo we have kept. So that's the reason we had to place it here. If I place it there, it's very unlikely that it hits directly downwards. It takes a bit distance to hit the
Right, and
coolness.
you want that on your
Yeah, for a bit at least, for some time. And I also work here.
huh.
So like it's more about like I use AC when I work. This is my workstation. So when I work here, when I switch on the AC, it comes around to all these places. So that's the reason I kept here.
Because I'm asking because downstairs your parents' room also had one wall which had wallpaper.
Yeah.
And the idea was that I don't want to spoil the look of the wallpaper.
Wallpaper.
That's why I did not put it on that wall.
Yeah.
However, in your room, you have the wallpaper and you also put the AC on it.
True, but because I didn't care. I was like, my dad was like, he doesn't want to spoil the decorated wall. I was like, no, we'll just have it here. It's okay.
So that you get the.
Yeah, because I work here as well, so I
You
wanted
chose
to-
practicality.
Yeah,
over
it was comfort
aesthetics.
over design.
Comfort over design, comfort over the aesthetics.
Yeah, aesthetics, yes.
Okay, and you said that, and both the ACs were bought together.
Yeah, bought together.
And this is one ton,
1 ton, downstairs 1.5 ton.
as suggested by the guy who
Yeah,
came to
yeah.
place Yes, okay. And how is it different, or what is different, and how can you show me how you use it? And can you also show me, like, you know, when you're working, how you have it? Can you show me? Can you give us a demo of when you lie down? You know, what is the function? So if you can show us all that, it will be really nice. So immediately you put it on turbo.
Yeah, initially, like I would, like, see, to be very frank, it's the same remote, same model, everything is the same. So I use it the same way. I just showed it to you. So as soon as I put it to turbo, and then so now, as you can see that the outer part is there, no? It's already for the most below swing is set. So I wouldn't change that.
Okay.
And this is also when I'm working. This is right straight towards me. Yeah, so I wouldn't change that as well. So I just let it be. And the other part, when I'm sleeping, I would change the setting to go like this. I would change the swing. I would put it on swing. So now you can see that inner swing moving that side. So once it moves completely towards the left, I stop it.
Okay.
I stop it. Now it's to the left and I stop it. And it's probably to for me when I'm sleeping.
Wow, so you are actually getting direct wind
Yeah, direct.
while sleeping.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with it?
Yeah, I am for a bit, but then I change it and I keep it to 4-way swing, and then I put it on sleep mode.
Because I heard from a lot of people saying,
Direct.
I don't like direct wind
Yeah.
because it gives me a lot of the cold and
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want that strong direct.
I have
wind.
had scenarios where, I mean, like I was not in, like I kept it to me, and the next day I had a cold. Kept it to my face directly and I had a cold.
But still you do that.
No, but initially till the room is set, I use this one. Once it's set, I'll just change it. I'll just change it to here, and I'll put on the sleep mode.
Okay.
It's not working. Okay, put it on the sleep mode.
And
That's it.
sleep mode, mother, it will continue to.
Turn off and turn on, turn off and turn on.
What's the interval of that?
I'm not sure about the interval, but it happens. It's fine.
What do you think is the sleep mode feature? What is the benefit of using
Power
it?
saving. Power saving is one thing, and it doesn't blow continuously like this. That's also the second part. So I mean, like after a point, you don't need, like once we come, like right now I feel I need this direct wind, but after some time, after 15 minutes, I won't want this. So that's when the sleep mode plays a role.
And
how about when you're working, like you said, you
Yeah.
sit here and work and it's directly on your head.
It is on my head, yeah.
So do you
That
let
time
it,
also.
by the time you're working, you let it?
No, not the whole time. Definitely not. So only for some time I have this, and then I change it to. So what happens when I'm sitting here is, this even though it moves up and down, because of the wind outlet below this, because of this wind outlet below, it hits directly.
Yeah.
It doesn't change.
Right.
That's the problem I face, and what I do is I keep it to swing.
Okay.
So it keeps on moving. Then it's not that bigger
it
issue.
is not direct.
It's not direct.
All the time.
At least not constantly direct.
Not constantly direct. Exactly.
And what about the fan, Tarun, alongside? Do you use it or do you switch it off?
No, I don't use with AC. I don't use the fan.
Reason?
So if I'm using AC, I don't think there's any necessity for me to use fan continuously. So I don't use that.
So we had met a lot
And
of
how
people
about your
who
parents?
Uh, They also don't use it.
They also.
They also don't.
So, we met a lot of people who said that, they use the air conditioner
AC
as well as the fan.
I know. I
What do you think would be the reason for them for using the fan?
They want the AC to spread across as soon as possible. So once you have the fan on and you have the AC on as well, the cooling, it spreads across the room very quickly. So that may be one of the reasons they may be using that. But I have done it a few times when it's too hot outside and just want the to be as cool as possible as soon as possible. Then I switch on the fan for 5-10 minutes and the coolness do spread around.
And after that you switch off the fan.
Switch off the fans. I don't use the fan simultaneously with this.
But throughout
No, I don't use it.
and you close all the windows. and
Yeah, I
stuff.
do. So mornings I do keep.
So
one
you can
window.
show us a demo also of when you sleep, where you sleep,
So I
while
just
you
sleep
switch on the AC and give us the whole demo. If you want, we can move out. If you want the girls to move out, we'll move out.
No,
You can
that's
just
okay.
lie down.
No.
Let's clean those first.
No, I would say the sleeping position remains the same for more or less everyone. So let's assume that we are here.
No,
sleeping
we're
here.
not assuming now. You want to see Tarun lie down on his bed and.
Okay.
So
So
that
is
we
that
make
actually
that
correct?
something back with
If I'm
us.
sleeping like this here, and I previously showed you the same setting I use, then it comes across to me.
Okay,
Right?
lie down, sleep. We're letting you sleep.
I didn't have proper sleep yesterday, so I can have a.
Can make out from your eyes.
Okay. So this is set.
Okay.
Now it is set,
Mm.
and I put this also to be fully open. The outer wing.
Okay.
And now I can feel the AC directly. Initially put on to turbo for a bit, and after 10-15 minutes we switch off the turbo and use it in normal.
Okay, then what are you doing while the turbo is on
Turbo
for
is
15
on.
20 minutes?
10 I just use my phone for some 10 minutes or so. Before I sleep anyways, I use my phone for some 10 minutes.
And then put it normal mode, then you sleep, right?
Normal mode and then I sleep.
Okay.
So tell me one thing, all this operation, all this operating of the remote control happens from like what you're doing right now,
Yeah.
lying down, or
Lying
you
down.
set everything and
No,
standing up and then you go and take your
No,
position.
I just lie down and I use it. This
You
is
use it.
pretty direct.
And kabhi, sometimes it must be happening, yeah, you forget to switch off the turbo.
Yeah, it happens. It has happened. Yeah.
It has happened. So
Yeah.
how is that, and how is that different from when you switch off the turbo?
So I just told you that I had a cold the next day morning. I woke up because I had the turbo on. I like, exactly like this. I directed right to my face, and I was high enough to not get up that night to switch it off. But yeah, I mean like that happened, and the next day morning I could feel my throat being full dry, and I had this feeling of like, you know, how do you say, my throat is blocked, my voice was difficult to come out, that type of feeling. I just had hated what they see for 2 to 3 days after that. Then it's fine, it was fine. So the lesson learned is I don't put on my AC when I'm high, so just I don't forget to switch it off.
Because so when you come back, when you are after a party, so that time also you are so careful that you will set this temperature, you will set that mode, set it on turbo, set it on that thing, or at that time you just come, switch it on and go to sleep.
Switch on the turbo as well sometimes, and assuming that I'll get up to switch it off, but if not I just go to sleep.
And the sleep mode is also not used at that time.
I have to use it, but I don't know.
Don't use it at that time.
So it is not smart air condition. No.
Right now it is not smart.
But you said that this has also the option.
Yeah, this has an option. You can see the sticker, right?
Yeah.
Wi-Fi ready.
Same, both the ACs were bought together.
Bought together, yes.
How much was this for?
This was 33 or something. That was some 39 or something.
And you never had an AC in this room.
No, not previously. This is the first AC.
So this was put after the whole wallpaper and etc.
Yes,
and you made a place already, or you
No.
decided
This
on
wallpaper was there previously as well. This was just put on.
So you decided the place and you made all that whole drilling and everything happened.
Yeah, the guy who came to install the AC, he did everything.
I wonder why did you buy this air conditioner? Because you didn't have an air conditioner before.
Yeah, so what happened was my parents bought their air conditioner before I started working. That time they were like, okay, we just need one downstairs for us. So I was like, after I started working after some 1 or 2 years, I was like, okay, time for me to buy one for me. So I just bought one here and I also bought one for them. So it was done.
No, people say that Bangalore is not so hot. So
Yeah, it is not hot.
so people say that you don't need air conditioner.
That's
here.
true.
It's
I
true.
agree.
Yeah, you agree.
So
you
what she's
have
basically trying to understand is that
Why?
what was the
Yeah.
need?
See, I definitely agree with what you told. You don't find air conditioner around here a lot. I mean, like I would say, like very few people use it around in Bangalore. But the thing is, because there is not necessity here, but only in summers are hot. summers are pretty hot, and that time you do need one, like only for the sake of 1 or 2 months in the whole year, you need to have an air conditioner.
So what are those months?
The summer,
Summer.
what we are facing right now, what you are seeing right now is summer.
Okay. So from which month to which month is summer?
April, May,
April,
April.
May.
Only 2 months.
Till
April, May.
that's it.
Yeah, March, April, May for the most part. In June already it's already raining. We are just on 20 days to April and it's already raining outside.
So
This
this
is
is
a-
invested for only 2 months.
2
of
months,
use.
yes, that's true.
So can I say that that's a luxurious product for you?
Yeah, it's a luxury product for sure. It's not a need, definitely not.
I wonder if you didn't start work in your house, will you buy this air conditioner?
So it depends. I don't think we would have bought this air conditioner, but we would have definitely replaced the downstairs one. If in
No.
case I was not,
If
if
you
in case
not-
I was not working yet,
Okay.
then we would have not bought this one. But they in downstairs room the air conditioner was there for past 5 years or so it didn't make any difference. So they were going to change it to another air conditioner for sure. They're going to replace it. But I don't think we would have bought this one as of now. If in case I was not working
For your room.
for my room, yes.
See?
Yeah.
And what about your sister's room?
My sister's room, apparently she just sleeps with my parents, so she doesn't even use that room. So we just keep it as a guest room or a store room, in fact. So we don't really use that room. So we didn't really need one there. And we like for the use case scenario as well.
So you switch it off from there.
Okay,
What did you switch off?
I switch off the fan.
You switch off the fan.
Yeah.
In your parents' room, you go up and switch it off.
Huh.
So every time it was quite.
No. From the past few days, we are not using AC because it's already been very cold outside. It's raining and we are having on 23-24 degree outside only. So we didn't have that use case of using AC, and we also read in weather report that it's going to be stay the same for another week or so. So when you are not using for the past 10-15 days, why to keep the power on at least? Just switch it off.
Otherwise, it remains like
Yeah,
this. When it is in regular.
but mine it remains like it always because I use it in my work timing. So I just keep this on. Do you want the light? Yeah.
Wanted to see that room? You wanted to see his sister's room?
So there is some renovation going on in this room right now.
What's going on?
So this is a new wallpaper we have got. We're going to remove this one and we're going to put that one, change the curtains, change the bed and the bunker here, and just make it. So she wants it to be in pink paste room.
Achha.
So we're going to change it out there.
Your sister's room.
Yeah, sister's room.
Okay, and you, if there is ever a need for an air conditioner.
Yeah, there will be. I guess so, because she's already telling that there's AC in parents' room and there's one in your room. Why not in my room?
How old is she?
She's in a PU now. She's around 18.
She's
Yeah. So she just like she wants one, but I am like, okay, you start sleeping in your room and then you're going to get a AC. So once that happens, we will probably have one here as well.
over there.
Yeah, probably here.
What is that?
This is a ring light. Ring light.
Light?
Ring light.
Can you show
여동생이
how
댄스
it,
유튜버예요. 저걸 촬영하는 거 저도 핸드폰 거치라고.
She's YouTuber.
Yeah, she makes dance videos.
아,
She makes videos.
Yeah.
아까 얘기했어.
네.
네.
How about the outdoor rooms?
Yeah.
Upstairs.
We go now and see the
Both of them?
It looks like it's going to rain. We
So we
should
quickly
finish
see that
and then come down. Yeah.
Every day they say. साइकोलॉजिकली लग रहा है कि गर्म है, बट फिर आई टेल माई सेल्फ ओ यू आर इन बैंगलोर. ये क्या है, ये नया देखा है मैंने. ये टेल मी वन थिंग, व्हाट इज दिस?
This is also insulation. Yeah, this is something more. Oh, it started raining.
हाँ कोई बात नहीं. हाँ.
So this is more like when you get this extra red oxide ka this thing, it doesn't heat up more, and this is fixed to the. It doesn't heat up more.
이거 직접 본 적이 없어요.
Okay, what is this?
This is solar.
Oh, this is solar.
Yeah.
And
This raining sound?
Rain.
Raining sound?
This is the outlet unit of my room, of my bedroom. Yeah, that's it. They got it here. They tried to keep it outside on the slab here, but they want to keep it inside to the terrace. So if they come for any cleaning or anything or servicing, it comes in here. And the slab they put a rope and get down to do them.
lot of people use
Solar.
Solar heaters.
Solar water heater. It's pretty common.
and there is the one where parents.
Take a look at the slope.
So you said all the way from down, the whole wiring is outside only.
Yeah, it's outside only. From all the way from downstairs, we got it in here.
And do you find it noisy? Do you find any problem with that?
Yes, the outdoor unit is quite noisy. So that's the problem we had, because the previous time when we got it fixed outside, when we had to move, like we could hear the sound from the bedroom, even if you're sleeping inside. So that's the reason we got it outside, and we got it fixed in the terrace. And it costed around more, 7K more for the aluminium wire to come to here to fit it here.
And how much was it for the installation of your room?
Mine was for free.
Okay.
But for the length of the wire, we paid around 1,000 or something for this length.
And what is this space used for?
This is a go down.
Okay, this is the godown.
This is also the go down. This is also a place, and ground stairs. In basement also we have another place.
Yes, water heater. What is it?
Storage. We'll move down. It's raining or?
Yes. You go down?
뭘 빠지는 거 아니야?
그런 거 아니에요?
그러니까 나 걱정이야.
As you said, it's like always moderate temperatures in.
But in winters, you have cold temperatures, right? Then you would need hot water to take bath and other.
Okay, it gets that cold.
Huh?
It gets that cold.
And it gets cold. So in winters, the temperature drops down to around 17 to 18 degrees as well, or even less.
Okay. So you require that. So that would be how many months?
Not really. So even now,
Uh-huh.
we don't take bath in cold water.
Really?
No, we take bath in lukewarm water, warm water. For that purpose as well, you need the solar.
Then it works. Yes.
And I also have plans of getting solar cells fixed for electricity purpose as well. So that also works.
And just inquisitive about it. How much does it cost to put this one?
Solar heater.
Yes, yours.
So that would cost you around like some 30 to 40,000
Okay.
for
That's
put a heater for once.
Okay.
And every month you get concession from the BESCOM. BESCOM is the electricity board in Bangalore.
Okay.
You get concession of about 5% on your electricity bill if you have a solar water heater fixed.
Okay, that's nice.
That's also one of the benefits. And if you have solar cells also fixed, you get a concession of around 15% on your bill every month.
Even though even though you would be using the electricity produced by those solar cells for your own self,
Yes.
but the company will still give you another 15%.
15% discount, yes. And once you have the solar cells fixed, what happens is the excess electricity produced, they take.
Okay. It goes so it's connected to the grid.
Yeah.
This is do you
Yes, when did you start? When was the first incident?
10-15 years ago. Pretty long.
And the same one has been going on.
The same one has been used.
And it is used in how many bathrooms?
It's used in two bathrooms. Two bathrooms.
And what about the kitchen?
Sorry?
What about the kitchen?
Kitchen? No, it's not used. So there is a facility of hot water in the kitchen, but we don't really use it. It is the connection is not there for kitchen as well.
So, like you said that hot water is required most of the time. So have you ever used any heaters or anything to warm up your house? Any equipment?
No, we do not use any heater.
Did you
No,
have,
we have not got the need to use any heater or anything.
why is that?
So I don't see the temperature being that cold as well that this is not, it doesn't drop below 10 or 15 or anything. So then we have moderate level. So I don't think I extra rug will suffice than a heater. I don't think we have any need for a heater.
Okay, so an extra layer of clothing
or
rug would do.
Yeah.
Heating is not required.
Heating is not required, definitely.
Because your AC, I saw one picture of warm. So I was wondering.
But I've never used it as of now.
But if you get to know what the function is all about, then would you want to ever use it?
No, even if I get to the function, I don't think I'll ever use a heater.
So I think we should get our shoes a little bit inside because all of them are going to get better. That's okay. It's heavy. Let's get our shoes inside.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
뽑아야 되지 않을까요?
Okay, so you don't think ever there was a big
No.
need. So apart from the difficulty you spoke to me about your parents' outdoor unit creating so much of noise and you having difficulty in the installation, did you experience any inconvenience while installing the air conditioner or the outdoor unit?
I just spoke about the outdoor one, right? Just letting okay. Apart from that, I don't think there is any other problem.
Any other problem you face? So together you bought both the AC, both of them were delivered on the same
Day.
day. And
No, the one-ton one was 2 days or 3 days late.
why did you buy them together?
No, I bought them together, but the
Why
delivery.
did you buy them together?
So we had to replace one for downstairs and I had to buy one for my room. They told me if I take in view, there will be a better discount. This went for it.
Wow. Only my slippers. Okay. So, you said together, what did you do about the old one?
We just sold it.
Sold it to who?
The same sales guy. We gave it back to the same company, which we came to the service. They would deliver this one, they took that one.
You delivered this one, and how much did they take it for?
I'm not sure, I don't remember. It's very less. I don't remember. It's been like 1,000 to 2,000 sales, that's all.
1,000 to 2,000.
That's all. It had a lot of default in it. It had a lot of defects in it, so I don't think it is.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Do you, in your fridge, do you keep cold water bottles? Do you drink cold water here in Bangalore?
No.
No?
We don't keep cold water. In my house, we don't keep cold water.
Okay. And how about your parents? Do you have any idea?
I don't think many people keep cold water.
Okay, so it's a pattern of kind of the thing that people generally take normal
Room temperature water.
or rather hot or warm.
Not hot and warm, but room temperature. Yeah.
So why is it that we don't take cold water?
because in my house it's basically like we can't, like if we take cold we just afraid that because the temperature is not sizzling hot. So in that case I don't think we need any cold water.
Let's say when it is hot for Bangalore.
Today is hot.
35. Let's say
In some extreme cases we do use cold water.
But general practice
is not.
And if I just ask, would it be across the Bangalore city? As in,
More or so
original
yes.
inhabitants?
More or so yes. I don't see cold water kept in my relatives' place as well, nor in my friends' place.
But I guess somebody who's coming from the north, they will be having it here at whatever temperature.
Then they do have a practice of drinking cold water.
And tell me one thing, you are very tech savvy and you like to be up with the times. Did you not consider looking for air conditioner online, or you did not think about it?
I did look at it online, I did look at the prices as well. But then because I was buying two in bulk, from a local dealer, he gave me for a better discount. That's the reason I went for it.
Where all did you check for?
So I looked into the Havells Lloyd official website, and I also looked into this Amazon, Flipkart. Then I just went with the local dealer.
When you're searching for equipment like air conditioner online, what is the kind of information you search for?
So I already had almost the features in mind. I wanted to have a smart AC, and I didn't know much about AC, to be very frank. It's not a daily thing that people use or anything. So I didn't know much that this feature is there, that feature is there. It's not like a mobile phone. So I had to go in there, and the sales rep had to tell me that these are the things that are there, like these are the features there. Then I made a decision that which I'm going to purchase.
So you saw online, you went to the Lloyd website, and what all did you study over there, what all did you read?
So I didn't look into anything. I just went to the online website just to see the price.
Just to see the price.
Just to see the price. Nothing else.
And so what source of information do you trust the most?
The outside sales.
What makes them so trustworthy?
They just give a comparison right in front of our eyes. There are different models to be kept there, and just explain one over the other what the advantages, what the disadvantages. So that's the best way to compare and pick one.
So while the search was going on for the air conditioner, was there any change, a decision change, or you started off with something and you zeroed on to something else? Can you just take me through that journey?
Actually, we didn't have any changes or anything initially. I didn't have a specific anything in mind or anything. I just went there. So I just went to 2 stores, 2 to 3 max. I don't remember, but yeah. So went to 2 stores, saw the AC, had one model pick, then inquired at other store about how much is the cost of that model, if it was lesser, higher or anything, and looked into online to see the price of that model. Just went for it. That's all. Didn't do any more of picking, choosing and
So you're comparing between stores, seeing where I'm getting the best
price. Yes.
seeing what I'm getting online,
Yes.
then deciding on to and zeroed on to
Which
one.
store? So first was the model. First I zeroed up on the model of the AC I'm going to go for.
Okay.
Then it was like whether I'm going to buy it from here or there.
So when you say model, you mean brand?
Brand. No, not even the brand. In the brand as well there are models, right?
Okay.
There are different models. So I just zeroed up on this model for the first one.
What did you specifically like about this model?
The 4-way swing and the smart AC which supposedly had to be there. And I guess that's it.
How do you feel about this whole thing, Tarun? Because you are very tech savvy and up to date everything, and in your mind you bought smart AC.
Yes.
However, you discovered that it is not smart. How did you feel about it?
That was very I didn't know whether I had to be angry on the brand or I had to be angry on the sales rep. Because it was like these people have clearly mentioned Wi-Fi ready, but they have not mentioned smart. So they are playing the smart game here. It's just showing the picture of Wi-Fi, but it's not smart Wi-Fi, smart AC. I mean, that is something which is misguiding the customers, I think. Not everyone will be looking into each and every word of it and trying to analyze what it means. Right? You just go by the pictures and the icons and you have a decision made. So that is a part of where they misguided the customers from the brand perspective, but also from the sales representatives. They should have clearly called it out that this is there, but it's Wi-Fi ready. It's not very smart. But they also pushed this product to be smart. That was something
You felt,
it was disappointing.
you felt disappointed. How else did you feel?
Disappointed, betrayed.
Betrayed.
Yeah, definitely. And that's it.
So what did you, you know, sometimes we have, we feel disappointed and feel betrayed and then we make a decision and, we determine something. So, did you have that, what was your thought process at that time and what did you decide after that?
I think it was just like, you need to be careful before you buy anything. Test it, look into everything carefully and then buy it. That's it. Not any major change.
So now when you are going to be purchasing another air conditioner for your sister's room, then what do you think, which brand are you going to go for? Which one are you going to
I am
buy?
still okay with Lloyd and Daikin because see, this is something that was maybe a miscommunication or a misguide or whatever happened from this. But apart from that, even for anything, I would go for Daikin or Havells. Lloyd.
So still you would
Go for that?
It's not that this brand betrayed me. So like when your father and you said I am done with Samsung and LG,
Yeah.
right? Because of the past experience. So LG, the water was leaking, etc. So I'm done with these. However, I have not had a very great experience with Lloyd as per what I felt about your experience. Like, you felt betrayed, you were disappointed. However, you want to go back to that brand when you're going to buy a new air conditioner.
Yeah. But the thing is, with respect to the performance of the AC and usage, I'm very satisfied with the current AC. And I feel this is really good one. But only with respect to one part where the Wi-Fi ready smart was misguided or anything, I can't describe the whole thing to be a bad experience. So when you're looking at a performance perspective, for the major part of the money we pay is for the performance of the AC. That is taken care of. So that in mind,
So, what about the design of the air conditioner? Was that a consideration? Did you think about?
Not really.
Your father being an interior designer kind of a person, so was that a consideration?
No, not really. Because almost all the ACs look the same. I don't think there's a huge difference in the look of the AC. Not really.
So you had anything in mind when you were purchasing the air conditioner, the design?
No, didn't have any design.
Color
Design, no.
Nothing.
Color, yes. I wanted to go for a white one. I have seen a lot of red, black ACs coming in market. I didn't want to go for it. So I wanted to go for a white AC. But that was the only thing. Nothing else.
Why not the red and the black?
I don't think it suits to our house decor. So I just wanted to go for a white one.
And any performance function related features you consider?
The 4-way swing, that was a good one. And nothing else.
The 4-way swing was good.
Yeah.
And when we were talking about the quality of the air initially, you said that my air conditioner suffices for
Has an
the...
air purifier.
Has an air purifier. Okay. So can you explain that feature to me a little bit and how do you feel that?
This is also with experience I'm coming up with that whenever I'm using AC, I feel that that my allergy issues have subsided for the most part. So keeping that in mind, I feel definitely yes, this is how. This is something which I was told as well that it will play a role as air purifier, and it is playing that role. So that is where I can be like, okay, So I had also seen this air purifiers, normal air purifier as well. But for room, I feel that AC is doing its job.
So are you considering buying a
Not
air
right
purifier?
now.
Huh?
Not right now.
Not right now. But you've seen, you said, in the market.
Yes, I've seen, and I had plans of buying one as well. So because we don't have one for the hall, so we have plans of buying one air purifier for the hall. But that's the same issue again, that there is an opening in the hall and it cannot be for an open area, the air purifier as well. It doesn't play that role for an open area. So that's the reason I dropped that as well.
So what was the need of having an air purifier?
The dust allergy is what me and my mom feels, so that's the main major concern. That's the reason we wanted to go for a purifier.
But don't you want the air purifier in your room?
Yes.
So in my room, as I told you, I would say AC is majorly playing the role of a purifier as well.
But you don't use the AC during.
So many months, like only
So
2
many
months.
months of the year. So that is there, but I also feel that we do use it sometimes. Like I wouldn't say that after 2 months I will never switch on the AC. That's not how it is. So we use it for some time, but not like on a regular use case basis as what we have now.
So yeah, I was going to ask you this. So we expect from which month to which month is air conditioning in your house?
March, April, May.
3 months.
3 months.
After that, what happens?
After that, it's depending on the day. Some days it's a bit hot, just use the air conditioner. So we were also told that we should not leave the air conditioner like idle for a pretty long time. So like at least once in a week or once in 2 weeks, we have to use it for some time at least. So also keeping that in mind, we just use it for some 2 to 3 hours a week or something like that.
Right.
Or sometimes when I'm already feeling like there is a lot of dust in my room or something, or like the dust is outside. So recently there was a case that the house behind my house, there was some renovation going on. So there was this construction dust. And it was cold day for sure. There was this construction dust. But still I switched on my AC for some time and I keep the temperature to be 26, 27 in a cold day. That is how it plays to be that as a purifier, air purifier as well.
So the rest of the months, off and on. You do that off and on. What about your parents?
They do as well.
What about there is a hygiene, we keep in our house, we have a personal hygiene regime as well. If I were to ask you about the hygiene of your air conditioner, how often is it?
6 months once we have that AC cleaning.
6 months.
6 months
Once in 6 months.
Once in 6 months.
And who comes? Is that a maintenance?
Maintenance guy is, as I told you, there are AC servicing people who work for us. Like in my dad's office, there are people who work. So they just come and they do the cleaning department.
So they're not a company authorized.
They're not a company authorized, nor are they. If they're not, their whole job is not to do. They full time they work in my dad's office, but in part time they do AC servicing inside. So they come and do it for us.
What do they do?
AC cleaning.
What do they clean?
They remove that, there's a mesh inside, they clean the mesh, and I don't know about the complete process, but yeah, inside as well they clean something and they install it again.
So have you personally ever cleaned the mesh?
No.
You never tried?
No.
So after 6 months, in 6 months it's done. So how do you know, is there any way of finding out that mesh is dirty now and I need to get it cleaned?
Not really, but I did feel sometimes that the cooling was going to be a little lower side sometimes. So that one I was like, okay.
Then what do you do?
It was not really that, but what I felt was once that was done, I felt that the cooling was better once the cleaning was done. But we don't really get to know that the mesh is dirty or anything unless you open it.
So when you were telling us how you're using your AC, there were certain features which are the favorite features and which are the not so favorite features and which are the features you never ever look at.
swing, favorite feature, and sleep mode, I like that feature. Timer is a good feature, and fan speed is a good feature. This is the feature, basic need features. I don't use that sense feature. It's a good thing to have, but I don't use it. Nor do I use that health feature. I use it. So when I gave you the example of that construction, I use it on health.
On health.
Yeah, health feature. And yeah, that's it. That's
So how do you decide which feature to use when?
Depending on the need. So if at all it's more about the purifying of air, that is more required than the cooling part, then it's about the health feature. Or if you're going to sleep, then it's about the sleep feature. And at times when it's very hot and humid and you need some air to flow right through, then it's the turbo feature. It's all the need based.
So when it is humid, then which mode do you normally run your AC?
Turbo.
And let's start with like each of us have our own routine. Like we get up at a particular hour and we sleep and we do activities during the day. So if I had to understand the routine of your air conditioner, right? So with respect to your room as well as your parents' room, so can you take me through that? Like what time? Let's start with the morning.
Morning. Okay. So mornings, I'll tell for both. So mornings at around 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning, I'll just use the AC for around like 1 hour. If it's too hot outside.
That's the first time it's switched on.
Switched on in the morning, yes. My parents don't use it in the morning.
Okay.
Because I'm working from home, I use it. And the next part, like around 4 to 5, 3, 4 in the afternoon. If at all at 3 or 4 o'clock, there is direct sunlight to my room. So that is when I switch on the AC for 1 hour. And then after that, my parents they don't use it. And after that, in night, I switch on the AC around, in my room, the AC is switched on around some 11:30, 12 o'clock.
From 4 o'clock to 11:30.
No. It's
4 o'clock
is switched off.
That's what I'm
Then next it is around switched on around 11:30.
Okay.
11:30 or 12 o'clock when I go to bed. And then it stays in turbo for some half an hour. And then it's normal. And then it's in normal speed. In sleep mode. Till morning 7 o'clock.
Throughout the night.
In my parents' home, they switch it on around like 10 o'clock, 10:30 in the night. And the same way. There's a turbo mode and then there's a normal mode and there's a sleep mode. And then it's switched off at around 6 o'clock in the morning.
Switched off at 6 o'clock. And then they only switch it off
In the next,
in the night.
next tomorrow, next day night.
Okay, and it is like that during the weekends as well?
Yes.
Saturday, Sunday when they are at home.
Saturday, Sunday when they're at home. Very rare case scenarios when if someone of them is going to sleep in the afternoon, they'll just use it. If not, it remains the same.
So it's never been like, continuously,
No.
and you also switch on, switch off, irrespective
yes.
of the fact that you are in the room
Yes.
and you're working there.
Yes.
Right? But then why do you switch it off after one hour of usage and then again switch it on after 2 hours?
Like if there's a need for it to be switched on, then only I switch it on. And once the AC is switched on for 1 hour, and then if I use fan, the temperature still remains cool for another next 1.5 hours. So keeping that in mind, if I can't keep the AC on full time, that is also very suffocating times.
And normally mornings, then what do you do? Like 7 o'clock you switch off the AC, then what do you do?
No, I just don't be in my room. I go out, I hit the gym, I come back and all those things. And by the time I come and start working, it will be around 10:30, 11.
Until the time, until then you don't switch on the AC. And so is electricity, energy a concern?
Hey, it is a factor, yes, definitely. I mean, like we have scenarios where the AC is switched on for a long time and the electric bill was almost around 3 times of what we pay on a usual
Tell
month.
me what was the scenario and what had happened.
No, this was just the previous month when it was Bangalore was hot as well on that month. So we used AC all round. So I used AC almost most of the time. Not most, but yeah, more use of AC. It was used more, and the bill was almost around twice or more.
How much is it now?
Usually it's around like 1,500 or 2,000, and on that month it was around 4,500 change. So that happens, but see, I still consider that to be okay. But because I'm only facing this for 1 or 2 months in the whole year, so I'm just fine with it. It's not that it's a huge concern, but definitely don't unnecessarily waste it.
At that time, your parents say something to you, or is there a discussion around it in the
No,
house?
I just pay the bill so they don't get to know it. So it's fine.
So you quietly pay off the bill.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if they get to know, they'll also have the same. They also have the same mindset. Like it's just 1 or 2 months in a year, so it's just fine. Like, if it's every month in a year, they have to think about it.
So when this electricity, is a concern, do you use any energy saving tips for your decision?
So that is what I started now. We start using sleep mode because I see that it saves energy saving has been done, will be done in sleep mode. So that's the reason I push my parents also to use sleep mode at night because they weren't aware of it. So I just started making them use sleep mode.
And you said that the reason why you moved your parents' outdoor unit upstairs was because of the noise. If I speak about the inside, do you feel that there is noise, or do you wish that?
Unless you put it to turbo, I don't see a noise issue. Once you put it to turbo, there is a noise issue. You can't put it to turbo and sleep peacefully.
Right?
There is some noise. There's a noise. And I am someone, I'm not a sound, like I don't sleep, like I'm pretty quick to get up for any small sound as well. So keeping that in mind, I don't keep it on turbo when I have to sleep. So that's the reason I switch it on for sometimes switch it off.
And you said the outdoor unit makes
A lot of noise, yes.
What do you mean by lot of noise? And what
So we had our neighbors complaining
What is it?
because the downstairs unit was put and the outlet was outside, just outside there. And that is apparently close to the neighbor's room window. So they used to get a lot of noise than us. So they also requested that if we can change the position of this AC. So that was also one of the major reasons why we put it also.
Does it make you feel like how should the outdoor unit be then?
I mean, like, see, I don't have a problem with it being in my terrace right now. Like, and no one has a problem with the noise it makes right now. So, not a big concern.
Now it is not a big deal.
No, it's not a big concern. Yes.
So tell me one thing, if there is a concept of renting to own a product, okay, so you want to buy an air conditioner with the features that you like, you go to the store where you buy it from, and then you're told about this renting to own a product. So where you buy an AC for whatever price, suppose 50,000 rupees, and you're told that for 15 months, this is going to be, you will continue to pay a certain amount, and it's like a rent. Every month you pay a rental. And after 50 months, the maintenance, the maintenance, servicing, etc. is taken care of by the manufacturer during this rental period. Post that 50 months, that air conditioner is yours.
I would say this is more like the EMI feature. When you're just paying an EMI every month, this is more or less out of it. Just the part that you are just having maintenance to be taken care of. And I have not seen any maintenance in the past 6 months. That doesn't suit to me. Like, be it the maintenance what you're speaking about is AC cleaning. And hardly someone takes 500 rupees to clean it out.
And that is why I'm going to ask how much do you pay for normally?
So we don't pay anything.
Because they are workers and all.
But if you have to pay as well, in Urban Club I have seen is 500 or 400. 400 to 500 for AC cleaning. It's not a huge one for to pay in 6 months once. That's fine.
So it is not in it. So how is this idea all about rental to own a product?
No, that's what I didn't like that idea because I didn't connect with it. Because see, it depends on if I can rent the product for 2 months. This is not how it's going to work. You need to have a hole drilled in your wall to fix an AC. You can't just give it out again and have a hole in your wall. So those are the things which you cannot.
No, so they are saying that after 50 months the AC is yours.
That also it is nothing but an EMI option.
You feel it's like an EMI.
EMI option. So only thing they get different is they are promising a maintenance of AC. But right now I know that there is no huge maintenance for any AC right now. I don't see any huge maintenance or anything. So it's okay. It's okay to take it on an EMI and just pay it out. I mean there are other factors to be considered. Whether the amount you pay as rent for each month after 15 months, what will that sum up to? That's something to be looked at as well. And even if it sums up to something, I mean like what is a better option? What's the price of that AC? And taking it up on the rent basis, I mean is it costing me more or less? Those are
Even if it is costing you more
then it is very stupid. I would say it's complete out of sense to buy it which is costing me more.
So you bought these air conditioners, like how did you pay for them?
Full payment.
payment.
Yes.
You never went in for EMIs or
So
credit.
what I am coming from is, if I am paying more for it, I have no cost EMIs available. So why would I want to pay extra for it? Be it on rent basis. Rent basis is what I am seeing is nothing more than an EMI. So why would I pay for it? And let's say consider a scenario where I have paid 40 months. 50 months is the plan. I have paid for 40 months. And then I am thinking I'm not able to. Then the AC is gone. Right. So it's a rent basis.
So if you miss paying the 1 month's rent, then you feel that they will take the AC back.
Yeah, probably. If it is a rent basis AC, they will take it back. Then why would I want to have that? See, instead I can go for an EMI and make a down payment of something and then have an EMI left for some 10 months or anything. And I am someone, I don't want to keep anything in there for long. So just go for it and just get over with it. Like even be it an EMI. You can take it for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months and no cost EMI. You don't have any charged any interest as well. And I don't think this will make sense.
Totally rejected.
Total reject.
And have you ever experienced any breakdown of your air conditioner since you've been using it? Any complaints?
No.
Anything? Any after sales support that you asked for, like you're currently calling them up again and again to fix that?
That AC PCB board what I told about was something that I faced. Apart from it, everything went smoothly.
And what happened to the PCB?
So as I told you, like after some 4 to 5 months, I wanted to use the smart Wi-Fi smart feature. I could not link it to my phone. Then I had to ask them to and fro a lot of conversation on how to make it to link it to my phone. So then they sent me a technician. That technician came in and he started telling that this is not yet done. So we need to put another extra chip into it to make it active to phone. I'm like, okay, get me the extra chip. So they were facing many issues to source that chip. They were telling me that they are having issues with ordering that chip and it's taking some time for this model, and I don't know whether they were giving me bullshit or that was the actual thing that was happening. So after some point I realized that this is not going to work out, and initially after recently some 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago he called me up saying the part is now available.
Then?
So I was just done with it. I was just done with the smart AC feature I wanted for this AC.
Why now that it's available, why don't you put it?
No, I'm like, I gave it a thought and now I'm like, it's not going to add any extra feature to me. It is doing its work, and whatever it is doing, it's fine for me now. And I'm not facing any hassles as such that I want a smart AC right now. So I'm like, I just don't want your service, just let it be.
And you're not even signed up for their free services?
No, like we have people around to do our own service.
So you've not even taken that free service thing? How much are you satisfied with your air conditioner?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. So what is that one point which is
Smart AC.
apart from that, anything else that you would want to, so we are giving you a magic wand, and you can decide, okay, now, you are made to, you are told that, okay, you design an air conditioner.
So the thing I would do is make it more energy efficient, such that it consumes less power. Have that one given, and the next one would be that the smart feature. I don't know what smart feature is going to be in an AC and what extra it's going to do.
What do you think would be the feature? And
So
how
I
would
think
you
that-
are designing your AC, what features would you give?
So as I told you, as I was explaining to you before as well, just a while before, that it's more about having that AC in. So how do you say? So it's more about like if you're giving a smart AC feature to me, you should be able to send me updates. Like, okay, this AC has this new mode that is there in this AC. Click here to activate that mode. So when it's smart, when I click here, that mode should be activated and my AC should be in that mode, or it should be showing that feature. That is something that can be done, right? It definitely can be done. It's all needed is an hyperlink there. You have to be very more specific technically. So those are the things that can be done.
What else?
I mean, like, energy efficient, that one. I don't think there is anything else needed.
You have to make it the world's best. Huh?
Yeah.
So when I'm making it the world's best, you can think of, and you are so up with the new technology, so you can think about anything and everything that you would want from
So
your
I
end.
would say some decorative lights on the AC, like there's a horizontal light in one place. So in the similar way, if you can
Horizontal
have
light in one plus.
horizon light,
Horizon light
in one place, right? That's the same way if you can have a horizon light for the AC and the beadings of the AC, something to make it more decorative, probably. That can be done. Or as I told you about that directly, and it should be in such a way when you're making it smart AC. If I have any problems with my AC, I wouldn't want a technician to come into my house and do it. If you can figure out what that problem is, like we have it in cars right now. They just insert a chip and they get to know what's the problem running around in the car. And why can't that be done for an AC? If they can, like in cloud, if they can take this and monitor the like how it's working and all those things, and if they can give me a notification that this is time for your AC cleaning, the AC mesh is blocked by this percentage. That is something which will be useful for me. Why do I need to remember? Like, I need to self-motivate myself to get it clean. But it's been so many months I should get it clean. But if someone can give me that there is this much amount of dust sitting on your AC mesh and you have to get it cleaned, that type of notifications, that helped me a lot.
Any other additional feature you would add?
No, I guess I probably covered it.
Anything you would like to subtract from what you currently have?
Anything you have is good one. Maybe that you don't use it, but it may be a use case for someone else. So I wouldn't want to subtract anything. The more you have, the better.
So like it rains here also so much. Have you ever thought of an air conditioner with a dehumidifier?
Not really.
Do you think a dehumidifier?
I don't really think we need that.
Why?
Because the weather conditions, I don't think we need a humidifier and all those things. I don't think so.
So more energy saving and the light coming in, the horizon light, and anything else, anything else that comes to your mind about the size of the air conditioner or the noise level?
The noise level can be, if it is possibility, they can make it no noise, zero noise, and zero noise in the outlet unit as well. Hypothetical.
Why? How will that help? What is the
So just an example I gave you what we faced. We don't have to spend extra bucks to get it fixed to the terrace. Everything can be wherever it is. That is one thing, and also less price for the installation of the AC. The AC installation, I know that there is an aluminium wire. I'm not sure of which metal. It's a costly wire.
Copper wire.
Copper wire. I'm not sure whichever wire. So that needs to be fixed. So if we can eliminate that one and have a substitute for it which does the same job at a lower price, then I would be happy. Why would I pay 20% extra for my AC installation than my AC amount? So I'll just pay 120% of the AC price. That's the loss for me.
So I will show you certain ideas and you tell me what you feel about them. Okay.
So how long more do we have this?
How long more do you have this? 20%. Yeah. So this is a wide and slim, horizontal slim air conditioner. This horizontally long and slim AC can be installed on the edge of the ceiling and harmonizes with the space. As it is horizontally longer, it can hold more air volume and provide a quieter and softer wind, gentle breeze. Even if this AC blows out cold air of the same intensity as the existing AC, the space can be cooled faster. So how do you find this idea? So it is a, can you explain this concept and what do you feel about this concept?
It's a horizontal ceiling. Okay, this is a good one. I would say in design it looks better. Probably fitted into the room, it will look better in the design perspective. But when it comes to, and also when it comes to the, like because it has a wider outlet area, it will cool faster and it will work faster. And quieter, I'm not sure how it helps, but how the design helps, but maybe. Yeah, I guess this is a cool upgrade. Yeah, this is a cool.
This is a cool one.
Yeah, because it looks cool.
Which feature did you like more? The quick cooling or the there is
Quite
quick cooling or the gentle breeze wind? Gentle breeze.
Quick cooling. I can look at the design and trust that it cools quicker. But I'm not sure how it is quieter. That's one concern, but it may be. But if I get to know, if you look at the AC model, I might be able to say that. But if not, this is it.
No, but if there are these two features that it cools off, it has quick cooling and it has and gentle breeze. So if you have to choose between these two, which one would you choose? Which one do you prefer more?
Gentle breeze.
Why gentle breeze?
Because it minimizes the noise.
Stay on that one, right? Okay, it minimizes the noise. Okay. And how long horizontally would it be okay? If you're saying, this is saying that it is a horizontal AC. So how long would it, length, the width of it should be?
1.5 times the size of the AC I have right now. 1.5. 50% more than the AC I have right now.
50% more than the AC you have currently.
Yeah.
That is the width.
Yeah,
And where would the proper installation location be? Suppose you are placing
edge of the ceiling as they've shown here.
edge of the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like suppose you have to put it in your room. Where would you put it?
Right where my AC is, but to the very top.
A little higher.
Little higher.
Right. And how would that make a difference?
I don't see it making a difference as the look perspective. It will be better, and maybe because of it has a long outlet space, that might also make a difference.
What difference will it make?
More air, so hence more cooling.
Then therefore.
More cooling, and like what do I say? More cooling, and what else do we need from an AC?
So apart from the features which they are currently giving, and what else do you expect from an air conditioner? Like any other additional feature, like someone said that we would want this horizontal AC to be like a light also.
Light also.
Light.
I don't think I need anything like that. AC works as fine.
Or someone said that I would prefer this horizontal slim AC to also have work as a speaker for me.
No, I don't think. I don't want any such features. They can just good with whatever.
With just the air
AC
conditioner. Mm. And this idea, whoever has come up with this idea, I don't know that person, okay? So if you have to give marks to this idea, how many marks would you give this idea out of 10?
8 out of 10.
Okay, you still kept 2 marks.
Yes.
Why?
Because, see, one thing is to practically see the product and then experience it. And the other part would be to more about, I don't know, it's more about the use case scenario, like how it fits in, and is it actually making the air cooler, and is it actually cooling faster, something which has to be looked into. And
Suppose it does, like it does whatever they're saying, you know.
so I would give it a 10 on 10.
You'll give 10 on 10. But we had met a lot of people. I told you that, you know, that's our job, and we meet people all over the place. And some people outrightly rejected it. So why do you think, you know, people could have outrightly rejected this idea?
No, I'm not sure about why anyone.
Why anybody would not like this idea? What kind of a mindset? What kind of people would they be?
Someone who is always sticking on to the past models and always sticking on to the existing way of the product. Not really. You have to evolve with the changing world. You have to look into the smaller pieces. So that is going to happen for sure. So how is
Someone who doesn't evolve with time.
Exactly.
Anything else about this idea that person would not have liked, that they are rejecting this, they would have rejected this?
So I can't really think of any. This is.
So we move to the is it believable? Do you feel
Yeah,
something
definitely.
like this? Is it unique? It's something which I've never heard of before, or is it like ठीक है, you know, बहुत होते हैं ऐसे? This is also one of them.
I wouldn't say it's completely like, I don't know. I have not seen anything like this. For me, it feels like.
Or Great. So we move to the next one. This is a convertible AC. This convertible air conditioner can be installed horizontally or vertically on a wall, corner as desired. In this air conditioner, the air in the room is drawn from the front so that it is thinner but wider than the existing air conditioner. So the wind direction and amount can be adjusted more effectively by opening and closing the 4 wind outlets at the bottom, top, left and right as desired.
I completely reject this.
Completely reject this idea, okay?
Completely, because I am not going to keep changing the how I fit my AC. I am not going to convert it horizontally and then after that I fit it vertically. What am I going to get out of it?
What are you understanding from it? First explain.
Convertible AC can be fit horizontally and vertically, right? Then, like, what is the point of having it fit vertically and horizontally? What difference is it going to make? I don't think it's going to make any difference out of it. Right?
So if
It's an option for installation.
yes.
So it's an option
yes.
in the remote to change it.
No, Baba.
Installation.
There is an option to install it in the way you want it. So you can install it straight, vertical.
Yeah.
You can install it in a corner,
Got it.
or you can install it horizontal.
Yes.
So while I am getting it installed, I can place it in these 3 ways. So they have shown you all the options in which one can get it installed.
So once we install it in that way, it is going to work in that way.
Yeah.
It's not going to add value for it.
Right?
So once I install it in a certain way, it remains in that way. So let's say I decided to install it in the way I have installed right now. Then what addition is it? Is this AC going to give
Do
me?
you feel there's going to be any addition?
No, I don't think it
Can you look into this and tell me? So suppose you want to place it the way your current AC has been placed, and this is this one.
Yes.
So is there any difference? Is there anything unique or different from what I am currently getting from my air conditioner?
No, I don't see anything to be different here. But see, they have given that it draws air from front and thinner and these things. I mean, like, yeah, but I don't think that it should, like, I don't think that this will make a huge difference in the performance of the AC. This is not going to bring a huge difference in the performance of the AC.
Why
for
do you
sure.
feel that?
it's still going to be the same and still going to be the be doing
So
the
it
job
is
of-
saying that it is taking in air from the front and
Yeah.
then spreading it out, right?
Yeah.
So it is spread. So and you can as a you can you can monitor and you can decide whether you want it from the top or you got it from the bottom or you want from all the four vents, right? And even in the horizontal one, so you can decide. So you can decide whether it is these two, or you can decide it these two, or you can decide this two, or you can decide these two, or all four.
Yeah, I get it. But my only question is, why would I want to decide it is in a certain way and then like have it? So what I would do is I would have all the four on anytime. Yeah. I would have all the four on anytime. Why would I want only two to be there and two to not to be there? Why would I do that? I would have all the four on.
So suppose this kind of an air conditioner comes. So which shape would you opt for?
The horizontal rectangular shape.
No, which shape? Vertical, horizontal.
Horizontal. The same way, horizontal.
Why not a vertical?
I don't know. I don't think it fits into that AC mindset. I wouldn't want a vertical one. Horizontal is better.
I want to understand.
So vertical. So what I am just thinking about, if you have a vertical AC and it gives AC outlet in this way, like will it provide the same wind that a horizontal one can provide? That's one of the concerns. It might not. Even if it draws in air from everywhere, and then the outlet is cumulative outlet. So this is completely negating the idea of this horizontal slip AC, because there we have more space of duct. AC duct, more space is there, so we are getting more air. And this one fixed horizontal, vertical, is not going to have that much space. When you look at it from a vertical perspective, the air is more spread. But be it horizontal or vertical, the air is not that much spread. So I don't think that will add value. It will just diminish the performance of the AC.
Anything you liked in this idea?
No, I don't think so.
Any occasion that you feel that this kind of an air conditioner would be beneficial?
Someone who don't have ample space to fit it horizontally, that they just have a corner edge of the room which can be used vertically, only that space. That's where this will place.
So, if you see something like this in the market, if you see a vertical AC in the market, do you think you would be interested in buying it? Why?
The same reason I told you that the air spacing and all those things.
You feel that horizontal, and if they have the horizontal option also, they
do have it.
Place it, install it the way you want it.
Yeah, I know, but just because they changed the way it can be installed and they added a new way of installation, it is not adding any use case scenario for me. My AC is still going to be in that position and it's still going to be in that way. I don't think this is something that would work.
What if the airflow that you're concerned about is taken care of? And you're getting that, the present one, or maybe even better?
So what I would still say is, the space it might take to fit it vertically, and see, in every space there is a horizontal space which can be for use for AC and a space left for AC. That is not the case with the vertical one. We don't have a specified space for a vertical AC.
Okay, in the same one, there is also an option of
Corner.
installing it horizontally. So this one is leaner, like your AC, the bulk that we have. So this will become leaner and a bit wider. So and sleeker. So would it matter to you?
No, it
No.
wouldn't.
So just the
So
flow of air is.
flow of air is more important.
Great. Please.
Okay, understood. Let's go to the next one. So this is multi-way. So this AC has a multi-vane that can change the shape of the wind to suit individual preferences and situations. Generally used when you want up and down, natural soft wind, want to minimize wind or want to change the wind direction to left and right. Selecting one vane changes the wind, but you can create more diverse winds by taking out and combining the two vanes.
This is something very close to the four-way swing. I feel this is very close to the four-way swing what I have. So I definitely like this one. But this is not new in the market.
You know, new in the market. So if you have to explain it to a friend of yours, what would you tell him about this idea?
Four-way swing, you can just move the direction of the wind, how it blows, and you can change it. That's something I would say. It's more or less like a four. I would say you're just directing the wind in different ways to get different experiences. That is what is the whole point of given here, and they have mentioned here as well. So I also see that they have mentioned about the blades, the vertical blades, and these are all the same things. This is something which is already there, and it's a good one because it plays out for all preferences. So that's good about it.
And how do you think you go about deciding which vane to use and how will this multi-vane work? Like, what comes to your mind? How do you think?
What?
It says selecting one vane changes the wind, but you can create more diverse winds by taking out and combining the two vanes.
Yeah.
So,
So I would say that there are like one wind mesh is there, and another mesh placing on it will give different.
you have to physically place the two.
Not physically place, we have an option to change it.
Do you think there's and if you have to physically do it, then
It's not physical. No physical touch up to the AC at all. Only if it is going through manual,
so you have a remote.
remote, it's fine. I feel it's difficult to get on and switch on the AC switch. Why would I want to change the mesh of the AC physically? Definitely not.
So if you had to physically change,
Then no, I don't think this works.
then is this a good idea or
It is a very bad idea.
it's a bad idea?
Very bad idea.
But if these features are this basic wind, or I'm getting a combination of a basic and a micro, or a natural wind and a horizontal wind, then
No.
if I'm getting it on, to do it with just the click of a button, then you would prefer, but you would not want to
Yes.
physically change the wind.
Yes. Physical change completely not. Because let's say I'll give you a scenario, I'm using this basic wind now. For half an hour I feel I want natural wind. What do I do? Again jump up and fix it again. No, that won't work.
And do you feel there is a need for something like this, or
Definitely not. This is extra feature. If they give me this extra feature, I'll be ready to, manually, not manually changing. Changes automatically on a remote, then I would not mind paying extra 3, 4 or 5,000 for this. It's just new feature, let it be. But I don't have to physically jump and fix it. That cannot be done. Considering this area is physical, it's complete not.
but if you get an option in your current doing it manually, choosing the wind flow according to your requirement,
remote? Then it's a good one.
Okay, so we will move to the next. And this is a new form factor of the outdoor unit
Yeah.
that allows users to choose for their outdoor installation environment. So the wind comes out from the top, and it can be operated smoothly even if it is placed in a narrow space.
This is I don't know what to say about this. This is it's like
Whatever is coming to your
this
mind.
is just like a mediocre thing. I mean, like there can be outlet. We can choose how to like have the outlet. Right now, if I can make few holes in the outer part and close the front part, the air will go outside. So the
So
outlet.
right now the way it is
This is the way.
this is the way it
This
is.
is the way.
So now they are saying that the outdoor unit becomes slimmer
Yeah.
and the hot air passes from the top.
Top. Okay. But what is it changing for me? What is it changing in my experience? Once I fix it outside, I don't see it forever. This is the first time I went with you to to look at it. I never look at the outer window. What is it adding to me then?
Do you think it's of any benefit?
No, it's not of any benefit.
If you're having this air going up instead of going
Down.
out,
Going
straight.
up or down doesn't matter. Is it minimizing the noise? By going up, is the noise, is there no noise? Or by going to the side, is there no noise? That is a feature that will help me. Not how the air is being outlet. That is not helping.
Okay, the point here is, like we saw on the terrace, the outer unit, the fan, the blow is towards your
The-
inside of
Yeah.
the premises, right? Not the outside. Like you said, because you preferred, because it's easier for than servicing and all that.
Yeah.
So now, there must be times when you and your family would be
on the terrace.
on the terrace, doing for whatever, party or maybe just for a cup of tea and all those things. And at that time, somebody from your family is downstairs and using the AC. At that time, it would travel, won't you?
I don't. Because if we are all upstairs, who will be going to use the AC?
So maybe somebody, let's say you and your friends are there.
No, I don't think it is still a problem. See, this scenario what we're talking about comes once in 2 to 3 years. That someone is using the AC and all of us are outside and that noise is troubling us. So for that, if I have to look in for an invention,
Not just the noise, I was talking about
The
the
blow of the air, I understand.
Yes.
Be it the blow of the air as well. That is like for like once in a blue moon for sure. For that case scenario, if I have to look at some invention to be done, I don't know how it plays out. And I don't want it. It's of no use. It's not no value add. Is it changing my daily experience what I have in my AC? That matters more to me.
For the outdoor unit and how the
No,
environment
yeah.
is and everything doesn't really affect me.
Yeah.
And this going sideways also,
It's not going to change anything.
you're more concerned about the way it
The experience, the performance what it gives to me, not
Then there's this one. And this idea says that this is an add-on modules with the add-on modules with desired additional functions can be added to the air conditioner. The added module is designed to match the air conditioner seamlessly. Power is supplied from the air conditioner. So it can be selected and added at the time of the first purchase, or it can be upgraded by adding it after installation. So examples of add-on modules, these are just a few. Air care related features for more powerful air purifiers, air sterilizers, diffusers, etc. And any other additional features like AI speakers, sensor or camera, anti-theft, fall alert, sleep monitoring, body heat sensing and voltage stabilizer, etc.
this is a very good one.
This is a good one.
This is a good one. Because right now if I can have a AI speaker to my AC, I would love it. Why not? This kind of new features addition, and that is preferred customizable features, whatever we want will be added. This is a very good idea.
So you would want to have these features added on at the time of purchase or upgrade it after installation.
So both of these are good things. So I can have it at first time purchase as well. Later if I feel that I need to have a camera on my AC, I can, if I can get it added later after installing, that's a even more better option. So I would say these two are also good things.
Both are good.
Both are good.
No, but if you're given a choice, what would you prefer? At the time when I'm purchasing, or later on adding, customizing, upgrading it, the existing?
It completely depends on the features. Some features at that time, probably like a more powerful air purifier at that time of installation for sure. And probably like this, like sleep monitoring, or be it this sensor, camera, these type of features after installing probably. Based on the use case, what is needed, I just get
So what are the add-on features? They listed a few which one would you want to install?
more apart from this.
From the list given, and then you can select.
Powerful air purifier,
You would want
Yes.
uh,
Air stabilizers, I don't think so.
air
Diffusers,
sterilizer. You don't want.
Diffusers, I don't think so.
Okay.
And AI speaker, yes. Sleep monitoring, yes. Body heat sensing, yes. And voltage stabilizer, I don't think so. It's already there in the AC as a stabilizer free operations. So it's there.
What about sensor or camera?
Yeah, sensor camera as well.
What about anti-theft?
No, I don't think so.
You don't want that. What about fall alert?
No.
Right?
I don't see the use case for it. What would be there in falling out?
And so, when you are seeing an idea like this, which is saying that you can customize, so what are your expectations?
So as I spoke about it, it's like these are all very good options to have. So if I get an AC which is customizable, I can keep on adding new features as and when I want, and still feel the AC is new. Because once you add something to it, there's a difference in the AC. There's something new in it. But that is something that gives more. I mean, like it gives more like flexibility in what features we need and want and all those things.
Are there any concerns coming to your mind regarding this kind of an idea where upgrading is happening?
No, I don't think so. This is something which has to happen with evolution of time. This should be something which has to happen, and it is happening. So I don't think it's I don't think there can be any cons of this.
So, if you get to know about one more feature, you will add it to your current
Yes.
so one you want to purchase, and will continue to add the feature.
If there's an option, and if at all they're telling me that I can keep on adding features, and if there are any new features in market, and I get the update that this feature can be added, I would definitely prefer for it.
But like currently, you are having this, you have the option of upgrading your AC to a smart AC. However, after the whole tussle and everything, you're just like, you don't have the idea. So, and this is telling you, that you can customize your existing. So,
Yeah, that's the good part about this. Yes, I like it.
but that is also giving you your current AC is also giving you an option now of upgrading.
Because the hustle to get it done, I just dropped it.
So it has to be a
Hassle-free.
hassle-free add-on customization.
Yes.
As and when on my existing air conditioner.
Existing air conditioner, yes.
Okay. So out of these 3-4 that we saw, which one did you like the best?
Add-on.
Customized add-on. And second,
Second, horizontal sleep.
the first one.
Yeah.
Horizontal.
Yes.
Why do you like the add-on one more than the horizontal?
Because this is giving me new features. This is only from the design perspective. Horizontal sleep. But add-on is giving me new features which I can use. Yes.
So new features are more important than the
Design and the look, yes.
and the air.
Yeah, that's it.
The
The
wider
basic
air.
performance of AC, every AC will take care of it. When it comes to the basic performance. But when it comes to these extra features, I don't think that is where the gap is. To a good one and a bad one.
Okay. So we have these.
We have
this is
another shade.
Just. I'm going to take another 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
So tell me, what is the preferable wind flow for cooling? Which one? There are two options given: the top suction and bottom discharge, and then there is a
Top suction and bottom discharge.
top suction and bottom discharge. And why do you prefer this?
Because you directly get the cool wind. So that is another
We
option.
saw that you really like the cool wind. I don't
Yeah.
know. Any other reason?
No, this is one.
And you would want it like this only, huh?
Yeah.
What kind of wind do you want from your air conditioner?
Kind as in cool.
Like cool, gentle, harsh,
Gentle and cool.
gentle and cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we go to the next one, and it says over here that it is colorful and monochrome. So what do you prefer, colorful air conditioner or monotone?
Monotone.
Why?
Because see, this colorful and monotone is completely like how the house decor is. Completely based on that. So sometimes I may go for colorful one, sometimes I might want a monotone one. It depends. I can't really pick one right now.
But if you have to choose,
Right now, if I have to choose, I'll go for a monotone.
you go for it. And on what occasion would you go for a colorful one?
Given that my room is a light colored room, white room, let's say example, a white based room, everything is white, and only I have to change the color of the AC. Then I'll go for a colorful AC. Only if it's just a white walls on floor, and if I have to add something to wall that's colorful, then I would go for colorful AC.
And a glossy finish or a
Matte, any time.
Why? Only matte.
Personal preference, I always like matte finished products. So that's the only reason.
So of the three colors in the next page that I am showing you, which do you prefer the most? There's a beige, there's a clay brown, and there's a ground green.
Beige.
The beige. Why?
Clay brown looks that there's already some dust on it. That color. I mean, it's a good one to go that you don't get to know, you don't clean it regularly so the avoid dust. Ground green is too much. It's too dark for an AC. Beige is always looking decent. So we go for beige.
What other colors can you think of in air conditioners?
So I have seen red and black. Didn't really like it. I've seen light blue, which is there, but it depends on the theme of the room. It was a decent color. It depends on the theme of the room. Yeah. That's it.
So and if the air conditioner cover is provided in
Extra.
various colors, so that it can be replaced by an additional purchase, additional cost, would you like to change the cover of the air conditioner?
Depends on the cost of the part, but considering the cost is in my limits, I would go for it.
You would want to change
Yes.
it
Yes.
so that it just upgrades.
Just change for a few months.
So what do you feel is comfortable living environment according to you, Tarun? What is a comfortable living environment?
Comfortable living environment as in a comfy bed, first of all, and good air circulation,
Okay.
cool environment,
Okay.
and everything on fingertips, every operation on the fingertip. Like there is no physical intervention to get anything done.
Right. Exactly.
Like the example of what you were showing, the one we had to fit the wind part. I don't think I'll ever do that. So if I have to change with the remote control, it's fine. It's not with shifting the air part. Physically I'm going to shifting it like that.
And why are these things important? Like so many
These are all
things.
comfort based. That's the only reason. Comfort is the most important thing. So I would compromise on design for a bit, but not on comfort.
And what about the air? Like what makes the air that we live in or breathe ideal for us?
So the quality of the air is like obviously the impurities. The lesser the impurities, the better it is. The better the air is. We may not get to know in a short run, but on a longer run, definitely it affects. The impure air definitely plays a role. It definitely affects.
So currently, do you feel that the air in your room is comfortable and pleasant?
I wouldn't say to a complete extent, but I'm quite satisfied with it. Yes.
But not fully.
Not fully.
So what makes it not fully satisfied?
Bangalore traffic. That's a major issue, and how much ever you go for this AC, purifier or anything, natural air does matter. So that is where I feel it's not up to the mark.
So it is not the temperature which is making the air uncomfortable.
Yes.
It is not even the humidity which is making
Yes.
the air uncomfortable. So pollution is making the air uncomfortable.
I would look very bad to stay in Bangalore and complain about temperature and humidity. So I would just put it on the humidity.
So you put it on the pollution.
Pollution, yes.
And what is comfortable air temperature?
24, 25.
That's the most comfortable.
Comfortable.
And when I say coolness, What comes to your mind? What is coolness?
Cool breeze in a hill station, that is coolness. Actually, that is cool. That is something you can say.
What's the difference between cool and cold?
Cool is you can survive with the temperature for it. You should be comfortable with the temperature. That is a cool temperature. Cold is just like hot. It's extreme of anything like that. So extreme of coolness is turns out to be cold. That's also hard to do.
So is it just a factor of temperature, or is there anything else which defines cool and cold?
Temperature.
Only
Temperature.
temperature.
Yes.
Any other factor which defines cool and cold for you?
No, I don't think so. It's just temperature for me.
And what about warm and hot?
That's also the temperature. So anywhere around like 35 degrees, 30 degrees is warm. 35 degrees is warm. Anywhere around 45 degrees hot. So that's the basic temperature.
So only the temperature which makes it hot and warm and hot and cold and
Yes.
cold. Anybody has any questions?
Okay, just wanted to ask, what are the average humidity throughout the year?
No, I don't really look at humidity at Bangalore. I would say from experience, I've never faced a humidity issue at all. Till
Okay.
date.
So never high humidity. And
Never
even
high.
in monsoons?
No, even in monsoons there is no humidity.
Okay.
That's a good part. There's not much humidity.
Among your friends, how many friends have ACs in their room? I mean,
I'll give you a percentage. 50%.
50?
Around 50, 60%.
Oh, it's quite high. Then by expectation.
Yeah. See, it depends on the friends as well. It depends on the group as well. So if you ask me, so personally speaking, I would say around 50% is fine. 50% people really have this.
So it's not necessity, but
Sorry?
you said that the AC is not necessity here.
Yeah, it's not a necessity.
But 50% of your friends have.
Yeah, and no, the major part is none of them want to be deprived of anything. That's how it is. Be it in Bangalore or I don't see, be it in any middle class household, they're not really deprived of anything. They should not be, they have a mindset of not being feeling, of not having anything. They just have it. So be it for ACs as well as anything else. It's no more about just necessities. So if it is all about necessities, then you wouldn't go for an iPhone.
Then you can live without ACs,
Yes.
but still you need it because of your life quality.
Yes, that's true. And it's a luxury.
It's a luxury.
It's a luxury. It's not
It's a
a.
luxury.
Is it like a status symbol as well?
I don't think it plays so much as a status symbol because many people praise it. It doesn't make a big difference. But it's a luxury of living and a comfort living luxury
Adds to it.
adds to it.
And if you buy another AC in the future, would you buy it? Would you consider to buy it from online?
Sorry?
Online store.
Online.
Online store. I wouldn't because of the issue with installation. So what I saw is any online store they do provide installations, but the price of installation is very high. And I looked into it. So these local dealers are giving way lesser price for installation, but not the case with online. Online may have around like 1 or 2,000 less than the outside price, but when it comes to installation, they're making up for it.
Any other questions?
Sorry, the air conditioner is?
This question is according to the hard drive. if the air conditioner is a man or woman,
Hmm.
what kind of
A relationship,
Oh.
yes, I was coming to that. So, yeah, so if a conditioner was a man or a woman, what would it be? And what is the relationship you will have with your conditioner?
It's a woman because it's comforting. And
What is your relationship?
relationship is a mother relationship who keeps cool, calm,
Like
supports a mother relationship.
if there are no air conditioners, then how would you feel?
It wouldn't be too bad. I don't feel too bad. Like if it depends on the place I'm living in as well.
If there are no air conditioners, what would you miss about the air conditioner?
The cool breeze what we feel after coming home from a hot day. That's the only thing I miss. Like that initial 15-20 minutes of the cool breeze we get in turbo mode, that's the best part. Nothing else after that.
And if there are no fans, then maybe some.
That is difficult to say. Fans are most necessary. I mean, like, see, it's a psychological thing. Even if it is there, even if it's cold or anything, I'm used to fans now. So, like, without fan or AC, something has to be running around which is keeping it cold. If not, you feel humid, even if it is not humid. Something like that. Have we done?
Just one more question. You said that you don't turn on the fan when you use air conditioner. Then when you use air conditioner, you don't feel suffocated or you don't feel humid. So that you don't turn on the
Yes.
fan.
So when they use the air conditioner, I don't feel that need because psychologically I know something is on which is keeping me cool. That is, see, even if without fan in this temperature, in this weather, you can survive without fan. It's not a problem.
Without
But just
fan.
a psychological thing. Without fan, you can survive. But I'm just telling you, yeah, as I told you, it's just that.
Done? Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving us all your time.